Jefferson City. The Shed Batting Cages, First Choice Realty, Christopher Weeberry, Morgan County Health Center in Versailles, the Shinen Family Furniture, Dunn Property Management, H&R Block in Versailles, Como Connect, powered by Como Electric Cooperative Incorporated, Side and Stricker Novi Partners, the Bank of Versailles, the Miller County Health Center, Lloyd Belt Automotive in Eldon, American Sun Control, Winter Shelton Real Estate, Crown Power and Equipment, Polylift Boat Lifts, Lake Regional Health System, Hewlett Automotive in Camdenton, DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling, the Osage Beach Hy-Vee, Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising, the Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Laurie, Citizens Bank of Eldon and Versailles, Vera Cruz Mexican Restaurant, Pinmax Staffing, Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales, Martin Metal in Versailles, and Jason Blankenship CPA. Now with high school football, here's Colton Taylor on KS95.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's presentation of KS95 Sports live at Owensville. Yes, a little journey. By a little journey, I mean a bit of a journey as we traveled just shy of 2 hours up here to the home of the Dutchmen as they play host to the Eldon Mustangs. This is a big game every year because every time these guys see each other, it comes down to the wire, whether it was last year with Owensville being able to hold up late against an Eldon push that would have taken the lead, or just a year or two before that, I believe it was 2 years prior to that, that a tipped pass on a Hail Mary hauled in by Devin DeGraff and Reed as time expired wound up being the difference maker in the game. It is always a fun affair when these two face off. I'm Colton Taylor. My buddy Ryan Retone going to be joining me here shortly. And a reminder, this game, not only on the radio, you can also stream it at lakeradio.com, or you can watch the game live in 4K quality, MoSportsZone.com. And if you haven't yet, download the MoSportsZone app. It gives you access to all the games that Benny Media covers, whether that be the Camdenton Lakers, Osage Indians, or the Bolivar Crusaders, and of course, the Eldon Mustangs and the Versailles Tigers. Well, this is the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show, and of course, our broadcasts are brought to you by our friends at Hewlett Chevrolet Buick GMC. We'll be back with more of the pregame show in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Calling all property owners. Discover the benefits of partnering with Dunn Property Management. They're here to help. From maximizing your investment to ensuring hassle-free management, experience effortless living with expert property management. Let Dunn Property Management handle the details so you can enjoy peace of mind. Reach out today to learn how they can help. Dunn Property Management, 573-569-1200. That's 573-569-1200. The students of Lake Area schools have done a lot to make their communities proud. Many have stayed to help the Lake Area grow and prosper. Whether they excel through sports or through academics, our students need our support. As a parent, be a part of your child's education. As a community, be a part of their activities by attending sporting events, concerts, and other extracurricular activities. Our support means better leaders for tomorrow. From Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Laurie.
Polylift Boat Lifts. You've got your home at the lake and you found the perfect boat. Now, to just make sure the boat bottom stays clean and up out of the water. Polylift Boat Lifts. We've been the lake's choice for reliable boat lifts for over 40 years, and we offer a lifetime warranty on our tanks. We don't just build boat lifts, we build poly lifts.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build poly lifts.
Vera Cruz Mexican Restaurant invites you to join them for a casual lunch or a nice family dinner out with delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine. Vera Cruz has a great selection of burritos, tacos, seafood, enchiladas, salads, and more, all prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Grab dinner tonight from one of their 3 locations: Vera Cruz on South Highway 5 in Versailles, Vera Cruz Jr. on Highway 52 in Stover, or on Highway 65 in Lincoln. Vera Cruz Mexican Restaurant, a proud sponsor of local athletes.
And we are back here with the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show, getting ready for the Eldon Mustangs and the Owensville Dutchmen. Now, these two teams come in with polar opposite records, but don't be fooled by that. Eldon comes in at 2-0 after 2 big wins start the season. They defeated the Fulton Hornets in Week 1 in commanding fashion, 35-7. Last week, though, it was a battle. The Versailles Tigers showed up ready to go and really gave them everything they could handle and then some, because the game actually came down to a 2-point conversion. Versailles scored with just under 2 minutes to play and made the decision that they would go for the win. So in doing so, they had to go for the 2-point conversion. The Mustang defense, though, held stout, kept Versailles, out of the end zone by mere feet. But that's all you need in this game. We found that out from the Chiefs-Ravens game. It was a great battle, and the Mustangs were able to come out with the victory, go to 2-0. Owensville has faced two great teams. One of them, St. Borgia, who is a dominant school. And the two losses for Owensville, like I said, two good teams, so you kind of take it with a grain of salt, especially when they are playing the Mustangs. Now, all that past doesn't matter when you have a new coach. And this year, the Eldon Mustangs are led by Coach Griffin, who once again, 2-0 to start his tenure in Eldon. Really couldn't be doing any better. We had a chance to catch up with him. I asked Coach Griffin how the Mustangs look going into tonight's contest.
You know, we've had a really good week of practice. The kids are prepared. They're ready to roll.
You guys had an absolute battle down to the wire with Versailles last week. What'd you take away from it or learn from that game?
You know, we weren't prepared to play that game, and that starts with me. You know, we had a great week this week. The kids understand what we did wrong last week as a team and with my leadership, and, you know, we're going to come out ready to go tonight.
All right, speaking of coming out tonight, you're in the home of the Dutchman, Owensville. I know this is your first year in Eldon, but this game always seems to be a battle between these two teams. What do you know about Owensville going into this game?
You know, I know that it's always a back-and-forth game. It's a shootout. You know, last year I think it came down to the last play or last series. The year before that, same deal. I think there's been a lot of points scored in this matchup before. So, you know, we're going to have to play good football. We're going to have to take care of the football, be disciplined, and that's the game plan.
There's been a drizzle coming down here for the last several hours. Doesn't show any signs of stopping. How does that affect your game plan tonight?
Not at all. You know, we're going to have to battle the elements, and so we're just going to continue with the game plan and go.
All right, and lastly, what's going to be the key to an Eldon victory here tonight in Owensville?
Taking care of the football and being the most disciplined football team. That's what's going to be the difference.
That was the head coach of the Eldon Mustangs, Coach Griffin. I got to tip my hat to Coach Griffin. I've really enjoyed talking to him. And he's one of those guys that, as he said there, even after a win, he was not happy. He talked about the things that they needed to improve on, but he didn't just call out the kids. He spoke about himself and his leadership and how he needs to approach it differently. I think that speaks volumes to the way that he coaches this squad. When we come back, we'll talk more about the Mustangs, get their starting lineup, and an injury report. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
PenMax Staffing has immediate job openings with long-term potential. They have excellent opportunities in Eldon, Versailles, Jefferson City, California, and the entire Lake area. Apply online at penmac.com or call 573-392-8383 to set up an appointment for an interview. That's penmac.com or 573-392-8383 to apply. PenMac provides free help finding a job. Apply today and go to work right away. Your one application will help you find multiple possibilities.
Her racing legend and spokesperson for Como Connect, Chip Thunder here. I tried to use artificial intelligence to write an advertisement for me, and well, yeah, I done fell in love with me.
I love you, Chip Thunder.
See what I mean? I just wanted to write an ad telling people to go to ComoConnect.com and sign up and get award-winning ultra-fast internet, and this done happened.
You're doing great, Chip Thunder.
Well, that's just creepy. If you want internet that you'll love, but not in a weird way, go to ComoConnect.com.
Whoa, Chip Thunder.
Take your softball and baseball skills to the next level. The Shed is Eldon's own indoor hitting facility that features 2 full cages with screens, tees, and pitching lanes. You'll love their top-of-the-line pitching machine that throws a variety of speeds with precise locations to perfect your swing. The Shed also has a workout facility. You can add it to your cage rental or just purchase as a regular membership. Open Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 8, and Saturday and Sunday from noon to 8. Look for the big white building across from Gerb's in Eldon. Book times now on Facebook at The Shed LLC. See you at The Shed.
Divine and the Land Pro team will provide you with excellent service and more than 25 years of combined knowledge of the local real estate market. Looking to buy or sell land or farms in Miller, Morgan, or Camden County? Call Chuck Yo, the Land Pro, at 573-280-4452. Victoria Divine makes finding your next home enjoyable, utilizing the latest technology to bring buyers and sellers together. Buying a home is a big decision. Trust Victoria Divine to handle all the details for you. Divine and Associates, powered by eXp Realty, located across from Wood Supermarket in Eldon.
We're back with the Winter Shelton Real Estate Show, part of this Hewlett Chevrolet Buick GMC of Camdenton broadcast as we are getting ready for Eldon and Owensville. Eldon 2-0, Owensville at 0-2. This is going to be a great battle between two very competitive teams. Like I said a little bit earlier, every time they face each other, it's a close game. And it was just a couple of years ago, actually probably more like 4 or 5, that the final score in this game was like 71-60. And it was wild. The quarterback for Owensville, I mean, he was extremely mobile. It couldn't be hemmed in. Eldon wound up getting the upper hand late in that game, though. Now, looking at this one, it is a different squad, a different unit. So why don't we go ahead and meet the starting lineup for these Eldon Mustangs. Starting for the Mustangs tonight is going to be number 4, Evan Beanland. He is the quarterback. Number 29, Landon Brisbane. Listed him at a wide receiver for some reason. He is also a halfback for them. On the O-line is number 51, Owen Martin, your left guard. 57, Zach DeVol, a tight end. Number 50 is Jackson Williams, the right guard. Number 68, James Phillips, the right tackle. And number 72, Darren Crabtree, is the left tackle. Joining them, number 2, Devin Hardy, speedy wide receiver. And, of course, number 5, Jalen Beckman, another threat in the open field. Now, the halfback you got to keep your eyes on. Of course, Brisbane can do damage, but number 1, Andrew Beanland, is so elusive. He has been a great back for many years now. And, of course, rounding out that lineup, number 42, Brendan Wilson. It's a great lineup for the Mustangs, and a lineup that I've just been calling the track star lineup. They got the track team to come out. Eldon wants to use that speed and push tempo. They want to run the ball, get it outside, and see if they can create some space. We are going to get to the national anthem, so we'll go ahead and take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be ready for the coin toss and the opening kick. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Heart attacks don't follow a 9-to-5 schedule. And neither do we. At Lake Regional, a full heart attack response team is on call day and night. It's a demanding job. But then again, we never mind being woken up by our neighbors. Lake Regional Health System. Our commitment runs deep.
H&R Block of Versailles is a family-owned and operated Block Advisors office celebrating 10 years of business serving Versailles and the surrounding areas. Pamela Johnson, an enrolled agent, and her certified team are here to prepare your taxes, handle your bookkeeping and payroll, plus audits, tax notices with the IRS and the state, and problem solving and issue resolution. For more information, call the H&R Block office on Monroe Street in Versailles at 573-378-5843. 573-378-5843.
Every day, your Jefferson City and Osage Beach Hy-Vee pharmacies are committed to your health and wellness. If you're enrolled in Medicare Part B, Medicare Advantage plans, and most commercial plans, they'll cover up to 8 over-the-counter COVID-19 tests per month at no cost through Hy-Vee. Most plans cover these costs and no prescription is required. Stop in at your Osage Beach or Jefferson City Hy-Vee pharmacy and see the helpful pharmacy staff today.
When you're looking for a new furnace or air conditioner, price is important, but warranty, reliability, and efficiency are big factors too. At DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling, you'll receive very competitive pricing on the industry-leading AirEase products. Every AirEase product is built on 80 years of experience, testing, and research. Servicing the Lake and Jefferson City areas for nearly 15 years, DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling for reliable products offered by reliable people. Call DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling.
And we are back with the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show, getting ready for kickoff. The Mustangs coming out of the locker room, running the sidelines. We just had a wonderful rendition of the national anthem performed by the band here in Owensville. It is football weather if I've ever seen it. I mean, it is overcast, cloudy, drizzle all night long. I've had the equipment covered nonstop, so if it randomly starts raining and you see sparks on your screen, you think something happened, yeah, it just means my camera caught on fire because of all that. No, it's going to be a great game here, a good crowd in attendance. I mean, this screams football, and I have a feeling it's going to be a little old school football here tonight. With that overcast, with that wet field, you got to wonder how well are the receivers going to be able to snag some of these passes. And one of the things that I took from Coach Griffin when I talked to him is he said last week they were still trying to get a feel. They were working on, what can we do in the passing game? What can we do in this situation? And they kind of went away from their MO. I fully believe you're going to see the Mustangs go back to what we've known from Eldon for many years, and that is ground and pound football. The O-line did a good job last week, but maybe not enough opportunities for their backs to get going. So we'll see what the Mustangs can generate on the field tonight. By the way, we will be getting updates from Versailles. Versailles starts off its conference play at home as they will be facing off with the Butler Bears. Versailles, like I said, looked like a completely different team last week as they were in Eldon. I mean, after getting pretty roughed up by Knob Noster in week 1, they responded in a big way, giving Eldon a good fight. So we'll see how they handle the Butler Bears in their home opener. Other area scorers from around the lake we'll be getting as well. Our boy Mark back at the studio does such a great job of updating us with all that, so we greatly appreciate it. You can see here, if you're watching on MoSportsZone.com, getting ready to meet the Dutchmen of Owensville as they take the field. Eldon already out there ready to go. I'm telling you, this has battle written all over it. Soggy field, wet night, great crowd, and a rivalry. An odd rivalry because they're an hour and 45 minutes apart, but at this point, these two teams really look forward to playing each other, and I can understand why. We're going to take one final break. Oh, excuse me, before we do, I've got to get to the Lake Regional injury report, and it's my favorite kind to give. Injury-wise, the Mustangs look pretty good. Coach didn't really have much to talk about in the injury route. I believe the starters are doing pretty well. Yeah, at this point in the season, you're starting to get bruises and a little beat up. But major injuries, the Mustangs are holding their own and doing pretty well. So that's our Lake Regional Injury Report. Really nothing to talk about, frankly. I hope it stays that way all season. Take one more quick break. We'll come back with the opening kick. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Hi, I'm Colton Taylor, and I use Versailles Total Fitness. Their 24-hour access makes it easy for me to fit gym time into my busy schedule. I love how spacious and versatile their gym is. With a wide selection of free weights, cable machines, and all the cardio equipment you could need, I have plenty of options to help me stay in shape to cover our local sports teams. They work hard to provide a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. Join me and everyone else at Versailles Total Fitness in becoming a healthier you. Versailles Total Fitness at 31 North Monroe, or give them a call at 573-789-6800.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and welcome to Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales. Do you need a trailer to get your boat out of the water? Maybe just a replacement trailer. Or considering selling your boat and you know a trailer will help get it done. We carry 11 lines of high-quality boat trailers, and if we don't have what you need, we also build our very own line of custom aluminum boat trailers. Thanks to everyone that's been by or just heard of us and gave us a referral. From my family to yours, we can't thank you enough.
Since 1991, Capital Monuments and the Atterbury family has served and supported the Mid-Missouri area. They've been offering generations of memorial experience by designing and creating the highest quality monuments. At Capital Monuments, they specialize in creating personalized and lasting tributes, from pre-need and at-need family memorials to military and community tributes. Come in and talk with one of their monument design specialists. They're located west of Jefferson City in Apache Flats, or visit capitalmonuments.com for photo samples. Capital Monuments, the tribute that lasts forever.
It is just about that time as the captains from each squad walk out to meet each other in the middle of the field. We'll get a coin toss, and of course that will be followed by the opening kickoff of this game. Now, I do believe this is one of those games that starting early will be huge. Which team can get their run dominance going early? You're going to have to set the edges. I haven't seen Owensville play. I can't vouch for them, but I know Eldon has speed. If I'm the Dutchman and I've watched any film on Eldon, I'm saying I don't want to let them get to the corners. Yeah, Eldon's going to run up the middle. That's just part of Mustang football. As long as there is an Eldon football team, there will be yards gained up the gut. But if you let these track stars get to the outside, I mean, either of the Beanland brothers are full of speed. Brisbane is very, very quick. Your receivers on the outside and guys like Devin Hardy and of course, Jalen Beckman, Oh, man, they are a threat in the open field at all times. Last week, Devin Hardy and Evan Beanland connected on the play of the game as Evan was forced out of the pocket to the left, had to throw it off his back foot up the sideline, 35 yards in the air. Devin Hardy made a contested catch, was able to stop and go, shed the tackle, and take it for another 25 yards after the catch. And that is the danger that you always run with this Mustang squad. So, If I am Owensville, that's what I'm watching for and thinking, how can I slow them down? And if I'm Eldon, I'm saying, how can I make sure they don't slow us down? Also, I want to give a little love to the big men up front. I feel like the O-line and the D-line don't always get enough love in the game of football because it's not the flashiest position. But the big guys for the Mustangs have done a great job creating a hole and making sure that there is running room to go on. Well, I've got a second. You're listening to tonight's broadcast on KTKS for Sales, Eldon at the Lake of the Ozarks at 95.1 FM. Also online, lakeradio.com. And, of course, this year, 4K coverage. MoSportsZone.com and the MoSportsZone app. We are streaming live, got the graphics going. You can see this game crystal clear. If you didn't want to make the 2-hour drive in the rain, I can't say that I blame you. All right, toss is done. And the Mustangs will receive to start this game. The Dutchman won the toss, but deferred to the second half. So Eldon is going to have that opportunity I just spoke of. You want to strike first, you want to put points on the board, and you want to make it to where the other team has to answer. Eldon now has the ability to do that. So this is going to get really interesting for Eldon to start this game because it's a wet field. As I tell you what, I'm running the camera and doing commentary. I might as well show you here. If you look in the corners of the field, there are some obvious wet spots. You see that darker turf where it looks like water has stood. Those are going to be interesting areas for each team. How do you use that? If you're a receiver, can you maybe shake a little coverage in that area? If you're a running back, do you avoid that area so that you can keep your footing? What strategies are going to be at play here, and how is each team going to attack this wet field? All right, we're going to shift gears. That has been the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show. Special thanks to our friends at Winter Shelton Real Estate and, of course, to our friends at Hewlett Chevrolet Buick GMC, the title sponsor of this broadcast. We now move into the Chuck Yo, the Land Pro first quarter of play. It's Owensville kicking off to start this one. It's week 3. The Mustangs are 2-0. Owensville at 0-2. Who's going to leave with the win tonight? Nice pause for dramatic effect. And the opening whistle, the opening kick is away. Oh, it's an onside kick that carries out of bounds. I don't think the Mustangs were expecting that, so a nice break there going out of bounds. And Eldon will get to start this game off with favorable field position. Ryan Retone joining me right now. Ryan, how are you, buddy?
Hey, we made it right on time, right? I couldn't have timed it better. Right on kickoff. I mean, I let you set everything up.
You are a man of your word. I will give you this. I'll take the camera if you'll take that.
All right, let's go, man. 2-man wrecking crew tonight. Let's get it done.
Ryan, I, and Mark are about to do enough with 3 men that should take a 7-man crew, but here we are.
And it's raining up here, but hey, at least it died down a little bit.
Ryan, I think this game's got the makings of an absolute battle. 2 run-heavy squads. Eldon comes out with 2 receivers to the right. Beanland back in the shotgun. He's got a halfback to his left. He drops back. He's going to throw on first down out into the flat. It's a low pass, but it's hauled in for a short gain. So right as I said, run heavy.
What are you talking about, run heavy? I mean, this is clearly the Eldon air raid. It's historical. They've been doing it for years now. I mean, they put run on tape all week last week. But we talked on the phone throughout the week. We said they've got the ability to take the top off. If they start throwing underneath a little bit, all of a sudden fire one downfield. Bear with me on the yardage and the downs and distance, by the way, guys.
No, I was watching my camera thinking, you've got the laptop view. If my camera angle goes terrible, just slap me.
Good. But, yeah, I mean, they've got the ability to take the top off. So we'll see what they do here.
2nd and 6. Receiver comes in motion, fakes the handoff. Beanland going to keep it. He goes up the middle, takes a shot, picks up a short gain. However, that yellow handkerchief in the backfield is not a good sign for the Mustangs.
Yeah, they're going to tag him with a legal motion there. The quarterback, actually, I think it's Beanland, right? I don't got my roster right.
Yes, Evan Beanland.
He got happy feet there with the man in motion, so you got 2 guys running, and there you go.
Boy, I come prepared once in a while.
There we go. Yeah, I don't got the names down pat yet, but we'll get there, you know.
So that's going to back the Mustangs up. It will, I mean, it's still going to be second and very manageable. It was going to be second and short. Instead, now we'll have, well, the refs are debating on what they think it should be. One official says, I think they were up here. The other official says, I think they were down here. And the third official says, I didn't really see.
Yeah, my guess is they were just debating on they were trying to figure out if Owensville wanted to accept that or not, because realistically putting them in third and short for most teams isn't a terrible idea, but when you're facing a run-heavy team like Eldon, I don't think you want them in a third and short situation. So they'll back them up to second and 12, get them off schedule here, force Eldon to kind of go outside, maybe throw the ball.
So it will be 2nd and 11 from the 29-yard line. Out of the shotgun, fake handoff, rolling to his left, throwing on the run, looking downfield, and just over the head of the tight end, it falls incomplete. I do love that Eldon is a true dual-threat team now.
You know, we talked about how much they can run the ball, and they are dynamic doing that. They can do a very good job of it, but they've got athletes all up and down this field. We saw them throw the ball quite a bit last year with Hunter Hess, so they know what they're doing. New quarterback, kind of the same thing, right? He can throw the ball. They do a really good job of moving the pocket for him. They'll roll him out both ways, kind of let him use his athleticism. And I expect to see more of that tonight, especially on a rainy night. Catching him off guard with the pass isn't a bad idea.
And the Eldon sideline did not like what they saw there. A favorable look from the defense, I guess you could say. So they will take the Lloyd Belt Automotive timeout with about 11 minutes still left here in the first quarter. We'll go ahead and hold it right here. Ryan, I did get a little time to talk to Coach Griffin before the game. He was not happy with last week,
right.
But I love the fact that when he started talking about what went wrong, he didn't start with, my guys didn't do this, my guys did that. He goes, I, as a leader, didn't have them ready. I, as a leader, didn't have this. I think that speaks volume about a coach when the first person you want to blame for a performance you weren't happy with is yourself.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think on top of that, it speaks volumes of a leader. You come in here, a program that expects a lot, obviously. I mean, they hosted a playoff game and still decided to go a new direction. They bring in a new coach, and he's 2-0 right now. You know, maybe not the high-quality win last week, but he's still not satisfied, preaching to his guys they need to do better. And, I mean, we've seen it. They do, you know. If they want to be competitive in this district, they're going to have to go out and flat-out dominate the teams.
What a district it is. We'll look at the district standings at the half, but it's 3rd and 11. Back in the shotgun is Beanland. He has a little pressure, rolls out to his right, looking to throw downfield, and instead he makes the smart decision, and he just tucks it and takes the sack. I say smart because the last thing you want to see is a quarterback just throw into double coverage thinking he has to make a play when it's still a 0-0 game.
So I think the thing about Beanland is if you're going to have him do a straight drop-back pass, you need to be preaching to him, hey, if your first read is not there, no need to go to a second or third read. Go ahead and tuck it and run it. He had the opportunity to run for 4 or 5 yards, instead kept looking down the field. As the game progresses, you're going to want him to take those 4 or 5 yards, make the punt a little more, favorable.
Eldon likes to do this. They line up like they're going to run the offense instead, then drop back to punt. And what a punt it is, as it will take a roll and finally touch down just past the 30, down to the 29, still going. A great punt, great roll. Way to flip field position, Evan Beanland.
Hey, I mean, if you're looking at a dry night, that ball is going all the way inside the 10-yard line. Wet turf kind of killed that ball there, but it was still a great punt, got a great roll. I mean, kid's got a leg. No doubt about it.
Ryan, as a fan of a NFL team that struggles to throw the football, if you're either of these teams here in this wet climate, what are you looking at? What are you maybe making shifts towards?
I mean, definitely trying to run the football, but I think it's more trying not to turn the ball over. They didn't jump right there. I'd be content punting the ball a few times as long as it meant that my defense got a rest, got to stay off the field a little bit.
It's going to be a handoff on first down, going up the middle for Owensville, breaking tackles and piling forward. Hard-nosed running out to the 44-yard line, and a new set of downs for Owensville. I don't have a roster in front of me. Who is the halfback with the carry, Ryan?
That would be... Here, why don't you take one? I have one in front of me. There you go.
Oh, perfect. That's for sale. It's fine.
Go. Take that one. Because I'm not sure either. But that's also really important, is getting the first down, staying on schedule. As, we saw with Eldon, that 5-yard penalty takes them off schedule. They can't run the ball like they want to. Stop the clock here. It should have been winded. We've already had 2 clock operation errors. During the timeout, they let it run for about 20 seconds, and just now they didn't start it on the referee's go-to-play signal. So already 2 malfunctions.
I see them pointing up this direction. They're pointing at the people below us, not us.
I swear. Yeah, it's not us.
If they're pointing at us, I mean, I'm sorry, you're just out of luck, dude. Like, clock's not getting better.
Yeah, it's the clock operator. I noticed he's been struggling a little bit so far. So
I'm not going to judge him because I know I wouldn't do any better. I believe the halfback, by the way, I believe that's number 25, Logan Bailey.
That's a bowling ball running to the football. I don't know who it is, but he just ran over some dudes.
Yeah, we don't, and that is indeed Bailey as he turns around, and I can see that now. And we don't have heights and weight on our roster, but he's built.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's just say he's stout.
And the quarterback junior is Adam Wilson. So I mean, you've got a
he's
junior.
pretty big. He's pretty built dude, too.
He looks like he's every bit of probably 6'2", 6'3" out there. So you've got a great combo athleticism-wise at quarterback and halfback. Quarterback takes snap. It's a handoff. Going to carry on the right side. A hole made by the guard. He's got running room across the 40, 30, ran down at the 20, and finally dragged down at the 15-yard line. Owensville wants to run the football. Yeah. And they're doing it well to start.
They've got some athletic offensive linemen. They've got size, but they are athletes, and they had two pulling guards right there, got them out in front of the halfback, and they just cleared them. Basically a highway-size hole for their running back to run for. Obviously, you can see he's not necessarily got the speed, couldn't outrun the safety, but, man, he's got the size.
I believe saving the touchdown was junior Drayton DeLong on the back end of that, so a great job by him. So Owensville now 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Out of the shotgun, it's going to be a handoff back to the right side, taking on a tackler, pushing forward and ridden out of bounds. Much better job there by the Eldon defense. I love the linebacker play of, I will meet your aggression with my aggression.
Right. I think it's important to remember that Eldon is a super physical team. Like, they're not mad about this game being a smash-mouth run game. I think that they just got smacked in the mouth there on that last play and kind of woke up on this one saying, hey, we need to get going.
And Logan Bailey has indeed got going as he's got 50-plus yards on this drive alone. Right now, Adam Wilson's had it easy, just taking snaps and handing it off. He takes it, hands it off again. It's going to be the jet sweep, and Eldon handles it well as they ride him down at about the 10-yard line. So a short gain will bring up 3rd and 4.
Anytime you run a play like that where your running back is your lead blocker, you're expecting not saying a running back is smaller, especially in their case, but you're expecting a running back to take on a block with a linebacker who's in motion coming downhill hard. That time running back whiffed on it, and the outside linebacker, I can't exactly see who that is, but
these white Eldon uniforms with the gold trim in a, not foggy, but misty night.
They look nice, but
3rd and 4 in the shotgun. Wilson, he's going to hand it off right up the gut. Hard-nosed running ahead to the 5-yard line, and that will be enough to move the chains for the Dutchman. I almost said Wilson, excuse me. Oh, no, that wasn't Bailey. That time Brinson they brought in.
Yeah, that's a big guy they brought in. Anytime you've got confidence in your running back to go out of the gun formation, be next to the quarterback, and run straight downhill, usually you see that out of the pistol. If they're doing it out of the gun, then you know you got a hard runner.
I was trying to even find that running back on this roster. I think they just brought him in from the crowd. Either way, 1st and goal for the Dutchman. A handoff to the right side. Trying to find a little space. Tackle is missed. Diving forward for 6 for the Dutchman. It's going to be number 25, Logan Bailey, with the first points of the game. Ryan, I don't think there's any secret what Owensville wants to do here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, do you blame them after seeing the athletes that they've got there? I mean, it's perfect drive nearly. That time getting out on the edge. It's funny because typically teams with speed get out on the edge, but they're not doing it with speed. They're doing it with power and just saying our linemen are going to get out on the edge and out-block your skill guys. That's what happened there. Cornerback, I think that's not Devin Hardy. I don't know who it is. Had a chance on the tackle, but that dude's so big.
2 receivers to the left. Doesn't matter. It's a keeper for Wilson as he goes right up the gut. 2-point conversion is good for the Dutchman. So they lead early. Wow, that's not how 2-point conversions work. The scoreboard just changes to 14-0. No, that's now it's 22. It's getting worse. No, it's 8-0 is the Owensville lead early in this one. Still 8 minutes to play in the Chuck Yo the Land Pro first quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Lakefront homes, luxury homes, condos, first-time home buyers, farms, foreclosures, townhomes, villas, lakefront, commercial. First Choice Realty is Eldon's oldest and most trusted real estate brokerage. Christopher Weeberry is a lifelong resident of the Lake area and real estate salesperson. Call Chris Weeberry with First Choice Realty today if you're thinking about selling or looking to purchase a new home. 573-480-2313. That's 573-480-2313.
The Shine Family Furniture brings big savings on all bedding and furniture. They've got savings throughout the store. Shop their full line of mattresses, all sizes, all brands, on sale now. Their stores have a big selection of new styles and colors to update your home now. Bedroom sets to end tables, dining sets to recliners. 12-month free financing with approved credit and free delivery. Of course, if you see it in their store, you can take it home today. The Shine Family Furniture, located between the Taco Bell and Pizza Hut in Versailles.
On the ensuing kickoff, Owensville goes right back to the onside kick. Ryan, any thoughts on that?
Well, they went for two as well. I'm assuming that they don't have necessarily the strongest place kicker. And on top of that, it's a wet and rainy night. So not really shocked. Granted, I'd probably go for two as well if I could just run it down everyone's throats. So
I thought maybe Dan Campbell was calling plays. I wasn't for sure. So Eldon finds themselves trailing 8-0 early in the shotgun. Beanland hands it off to Beanland. He's got a little running room and a nice gainer on first down as he'll pick up about 6.
It's important to remember that despite only scoring, 13 points last week, this is an Eldon team that ran the football very well last week. They just stalled out there towards the goal line. Like, if you're getting 6 yards on first down, then you're running the ball all day.
I just made a realization. We're seeing Landon Beanland at the halfback position
There's
tonight.
another one?
Oh, yeah. There's like 5 Beanlands. It's wild. But, yes, that is Landon, the younger of the Beanlands, not Andrew. Andrew, if you remember, got injured last week. So that is a big difference here for the Mustangs. Landon carrying it well. On second down, it's going to be a keeper for Evan Beanland, the quarterback. He takes on contact just shy of the first down. Still a short gain, and that'll make it third and very manageable.
I think that's why you've seen now 2 or 3 carries where they've had the quarterback go and add an extra blocker in there just because they don't have the experienced, explosive Beanland back there. Not that all of them aren't talented, but
I'm telling you, it is if your last name is Beanland, you're fast. I don't know how that works, but also shout out to Devin Hardy. I really appreciate those bright orange gloves because I can't lose you if I try.
No, seriously. That's how I knew the guy at the corner on our side wasn't Devin Hardy. It was because he didn't have the bright pink gloves.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Beanland. He's got a halfback to his right. He's going to keep it on third and short. Good running, nice spin move, diving forward. It's a Martin Metal first down as he dives across the 40 to the 39-yard line of the Dutchman.
I don't know if that was a trap play or if that was a quarterback counter, but either way, that was the quickest hitting quarterback counter I have ever seen in my life. He got that ball, got up in the hole. His lead blocker was running like a chicken with his head cut off into that hole, not caring. Go ahead and pick up a first down with your quarterback. That's the best way to do it.
So back in the shotgun where the Mustangs have been very versatile. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, halfback to his right. Beanland's going to hand it off. Landon Beanland sheds a tackle, dives forward, helped do just a short gain. But I love the fact that Landon, even though he's a little younger, already has it ingrained in him. When you get tackled, dive forward. Yes. Always be moving forward.
That helps when you've got the stature that he does right there. That was a really good play by number 63 on their D-line. Don't got a name in front of me, but shed his block immediately right into the backfield. I mean, you can be a game breaker if you can do that on the inside. We've got a timeout here. Thank you for the roster.
We have a – yeah, we do. Are they going water break? I guess we're still sticking with the water break this time of year. That's
something, yeah.
That's fine. Safety first, I suppose. I don't think tonight's the night that I would have been worried about. If you're dehydrated, just open your mouth and look up in the sky. You'll be fine.
No doubt about it. I think the referee has more of a beef with the clock operator than it is that they're having a water timeout.
Yeah, this has been rather aggressive here tonight. It's not a good relationship between the two right now.
No, my dad was a head referee in high school football for a really long time, and he always talked about how you get some places and the clock operator just didn't want to operate. And he said as he grew along and places started to have microphones, it made it a lot easier. But when you get somewhere here where he doesn't have that ability to just get on the mic and say, hey, lock in, makes it a little bit tougher.
No, I believe that. And, hats off to the officials, the clock operators, all of them. They do a job that nobody wants to do because nobody ever remembers when you did a great job. But, boy, do they remember if you mess something up.
No doubt.
So it's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Mustangs in the shotgun. Beanland, he's going to throw a quick little out route. It's caught turning upfield at the 30. 25-20, finally pushed out of bounds. A late hit, and the yellow hanky comes out as well. Tack on some extra yardage there. Great job, Landon Beanland on the catch and run for a Martin Metal first down.
I love them dialing up these short passes to let Evan Beanland kind of get acclimated. It's very rare that you have a senior making his first few starts at quarterback, but when you've got someone like Hunter Hess was last year that was so good at what he did, you're going to have those situations. So then Evan Beanland comes in here. You're trying to get him used to it, even though he's pretty mature. He can run the football with the best of them. You start easing him into the passing game, and he starts to be really dangerous.
They are now in the Crown Power Case IH Red Zone. And by the way, quick update from Versailles. Versailles leads Butler 6-0 with 3:41 left to go in the first quarter. Shout out to our boy Coach SB over there.
Hey, those kids played their butts off last week. They deserve to win just as much. We're going to have another play clock. Yeah, we need to have the 40 or the 25-second play clock here. But they played their butts off last week. Deserved to win.
Eldon going to spread it out here. 2 receivers split out to each side. Landon next to Evan in the backfield. Evan drops back. He looks to throw. He's under pressure. He's got a guy out in the flat. He hits him at the 5. Had to run back to catch. It turns back upfield before being pressed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So a nice quick hitter for a 5-yard gain on first down.
That's what is so important about his ability to extend the play is that's a quick out, right? You're not supposed to extend that play. But because he has the ability to run when he sees, hey, there's a linebacker cheating out on this out route, all right, I can take 3 steps to the long side of the field, which is against anything you've ever taught a kid, and make that throw, and he's good enough to do it.
It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Once again, going to split 2 receivers out. 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top. So many options here with Evan at quarterback. He can throw, he can run, he can hand it off. Receiver comes in motion. Fakes the handoff. Beanland going to keep it. Goes up the gut. Takes on the tackler. Rolls. Stretches out. Touchdown Mustangs. Evan Beanland calls his own number and delivers for Eldon.
I'm a big fan of that play call. I mean, anytime you get it, they call it, 10 and in. Like anytime 10 and in, usually you're searching for a tight end. But when you've got a quarterback of his stature, I say, why even bother handing the ball off, throwing the ball? Let him go for it. And are we going to see Devin Hardy attempt an extra point here?
Why not,
Kid
man?
does it all.
I got faith in Devin Hardy.
I do
The kid,
as well.
He's the only 5'6" post I've ever seen in basketball.
Why not?
Extra point attempt is up.
It's pretty good.
Wow. That is impressive. Devin Hardy could be a kicker on a lot of NFL teams after week 1.
No joke.
I'm just saying Justin Tucker currently has more misses than Devin Hardy.
It's real.
Extra point is good. 8-7 lead with 5:42 to go. The Dutchman lead over Eldon. 5:42 to go here in the Chuck Yoda Land Pro first quarter. We'll take a break and be back. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Since 1882, the Bank of Versailles has been locally owned and operated. Lending decisions are made right here in our community by people who understand real estate in the area. The Bank of Versailles is your local home and farm loan specialist, offering knowledgeable staff and competitive fixed rates that are hard to beat. The Bank of Versailles, building relationships with the people in our local community for 142 years. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Seidenstricker Nobe Partners, we know the value of hard work, and we are here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or homeowner, we have the solution for you. Our John Deere compact tractor packages are reliable machines built to tackle any task on your property. With low monthly payments and finance options, SN Partners makes it easier than ever to bring home the power you need. Visit snpartners.com for more information. Seidenstricker Nobe, your partner for the land.
Devin Hardy set to kick off for the Mustangs after hitting an extra point that would have been good from at least 30
Yeah,
out.
that was a nice kick.
Kid's got a leg. We'll see if Eldon goes onside the same way Owensville has. No, instead they're going to let Hardy boot it away, and it is caught at the 25, returning to into the 30. Mustangs there to press him out of bounds at the 35. No, he fights forward, finally ridden down at about the 37-yard line, and that's where the Owensville drive will begin.
I was thinking about this just now whenever I watched 2 or 3 Eldon guys go for the legs of the returner on Owensville. It's already tough to want to hit a guy with the size of some of these Owensville kids. You never want to do it on a cold and gloomy night, right? It's not super cold out, but it's still got that kind of vibe of
This is our first taste of it this year, too.
It really has the vibe of a November game, a playoff sort of atmosphere. Not necessarily in the crowd, but in the weather.
So Owensville will start the drive from their own 38 in the shotgun. They ran it at will last time. It's going to be a handoff running to the left side, trying to follow the guard, fighting ahead to the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 4, maybe 5 on first down.
If you're Eldon's defense, not a great drive out last time, but you know that you have a strong defense. All you got to do is set the edge here, and your offense just gave you a lot of confidence because they drove down with just about as much ease as Owensville did on the drive before. So you should be pretty confident here coming into this.
I believe that was Brisbane on the tackle for the Mustangs. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Owensville from their own 44-yard line. And the shotgun, 2 receivers split out to the left. It's going to be a handoff running right up the middle, shedding tackles, and finally hit hard and brought down right at midfield.
I mean, that's a great tackle by the safety. I think it was, or maybe it was, it was Bainland, so it is a safety. That's a great tackle, but you never want to commend your safeties for making tackles because you don't really want them to make tackles, right? You want to get to them earlier.
In an ideal world, your safeties would get incredibly bored out there.
Yes.
Let's see here. Camdenton leads early over Smith Cotton 7-0, and Blair Oaks up on. Blair Oaks up 14-0 on School of the Osage. As I looked away,
it's a bubble pass out to the right side, and it already fell through his hands, but he was going to get lit up if he did catch it. So
wow, that's the first time we've really seen the Dutchman think about throwing in this one.
And I mean, even then, it's still basically a run, just another way to get to a receiver out in space. So,
all right, give me the quarterback and halfbacks naming it. 25, the running back. What's his last name? Is it Lincoln?
25 is Logan Bailey.
Oh, Bailey.
And the quarterback is Adam Wilson.
Lincoln was neither of them. So we got Wilson and Bailey. Bailey at the halfback. He's going to take the handoff, running to the right side. Eldon trying to get him at the line. He finds the gap, bursts into the secondary, and take it down at the 41-yard line. That'll be short of the first down, though, so it is going to bring up a big third down here for the Dutchman. Now, you're in a spot on the field, don't get me wrong. I don't think you're punting no matter what.
Definitely not. I think you try to smash this ball right up the middle twice. What's interesting about this, and I want to touch on it more later, is they are running the offensive scheme that Eldon ran last year. They're not the exact same formation, but they're running mid-zone.
Very, very similar.
Where they're pulling the center and guard and just trying to make the edge a little bit shorter to get upfield, and they're doing it well.
So 3rd and 2. It's a tight formation from Owensville. Handoff running to the right side. He's hit at the 40, but able to power forward and fall down at the 36-yard line, I believe. A nice run after initial contact.
Yeah. I mean, they're starting to hit the running back. I think that time it might have been Ricardo Marquez. No, he's playing receiver. It was still Bailey, but they're hitting him sooner than they were.
That's the thing. When you play a team that is solely dependent on the run, you're going to give up scores early. I mean, once again, I hate to compare everything to the NFL, but you look at the Chiefs-Ravens game. Ravens' first drive down the field, Derrick Henry moved at will. By the second drive, the Chiefs figured out how to slow him down a little bit.
Right.
The idea is to slow him down at some point in the game. New set of downs, receiver comes in motion. It's a bad snap, rolls back across midfield. Quarterback tries to dive on it. Nobody's got it. It's a pile-up. Who picked it up?
I think that they got back on it, just barely.
Well, that is huge, though, because they are going to lose a mountain of yards, that being Owensville after the bad snap.
This is not the type of offense to be in a 3rd and a million.
Yeah, it's going to be second. And let's see, the first down marker is at the 26-yard line, and Owensville is now back on their own 44. You do the math. That's going to be
30. There we go.
2nd and 30. All right. That is something you usually only see in an Oakland Raiders game. Excuse me, Vegas Raiders.
They're Vegas now. Come on now. Let's see if they pass the ball here, if they're content trying to run this.
Tight formation again in the shotgun. It is going to be a handoff, running to the left side and taking on contact at midfield, able to throw himself forward across midfield, but it's still going to be a very long third down. And now that you're back at midfield, if you are stuffed here or held to just a minimal gain, Ryan, do you consider punting them?
I punt the ball. I mean, you try to just win the field position battle. We got to remember that at this roots of this game right here, it's supposed to be a run-heavy game. So to a point, you're still playing the field position battle, even though we have seen Eldon throw the ball pretty well here to start the game. I think it's really interesting. They have a receiver set up kind of like a wingback, face towards a linebacker who chips the edge. You'll see him right there, number 5, I believe it is. It just gives him better leverage on the linebacker. It's pretty interesting.
3rd and 22, handoff running to the left. The Mustangs sniff it out, and they hit him for a loss. He's going to be written down at the 46-yard line, 4-yard loss on 3rd and 22. I mean, I think you got to bring out the punting unit.
It's not even a choice at this point.
4th and 26, and thus far the only pass we've seen out of Owensville wound up in the grass.
How about that, though? I mean, for the Eldon kids, you're a 16-year-old kid. You watch NFL, college football, high school football, whatever. 3rd and 25 is a passing situation, and they're keyed up on the run for a loss. That's impressive.
I cannot see who's back to return for Eldon. It's just the uniforms make it hard to see.
It's Beanland.
It's going to be a low drive. Beanland does pick it up at the 20, trying to get the outside. Beckman to the 30. Beckman ahead to the 40. Pushed out of bounds at the 47. Another late shove and bring out the flag. I know the crowd doesn't like it, but it's the correct call. If you're 3 steps out of bounds and they shove you, that is a late hit.
I think
unless you're Roquan Smith.
That's true. I think that in high school, there is more lenience than there is in the higher levels, and there should be. But in that situation, when a guy's just standing still 3 yards in the sideline, that's a late hit, right?
So that's going to tack on another 10 for the Mustangs and should move them into Owensville territory. Well, I said that. Did they wave off the flag?
Looks like they did.
Oh, they picked it up. All right. Well, so be it. Eldon will still start at the 47-yard line.
I don't know why they would do that.
Trailing by 1 in the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left for Beanland. Takes the snap, hands it off to Landon. Landon following a small hole, but it's clogged up early as he's going to gain about a yard.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot there.
If you're Eldon, you're riding a lot of momentum right now because first off, you proved you can set the edge. That last play was big to me because of that. They took the corner away and were able to stop Bailey, which had been, I think it's Bailey's. Bailey quarterback or the running? I'm going to do this all night, I swear.
It's okay. I mean, it's a tough setup. Bailey's the running back and Wilson's the quarterback.
They were able to stop Bailey like I thought, yes.
It's tough because, you're running camera. You can't hold a roster and run camera. You probably could, but it'd be tough. Spread formation.
I love it. Eldon's got a lot of options here. 2nd and 9 as time expires, and receiver got a little too antsy on the play.
I like them spreading it out because it still gives them an option to run the football. And we have seen a lot of freeze sets out of Eldon where they'll go ahead and do a false count, see where the defense is, and then call in the play. That allows coaches to see, hey, what's the numbers in the box? Is it 5-on-5, 6-on-5? Are we going to throw this ball? Are we going to run the ball? But if you spread them out with the power Eldon has on their offensive line, you can run the ball really effectively out of a 2-by-2 formation.
So that will back the Mustangs up to 2nd and 14, but I will say with the Mustangs having a multi-versatile offense, you don't have to really go for the big play here. Get a chunk of it back. Make it third manageable.
I think I would really like to see him rolling Beanland out of the pocket here. Maybe what am I trying to say? I guess a sail concept, maybe have a 10-yard out to go, somewhere in the flats. Just try to let him read, make it simple on him. 2-by-2 formation again, though.
1 safety high for this Owensville defense. Once again, 2 split wide. Beanland takes a snap. Quick throw out to the flat. Hit as soon as the catch is made, but it'll still be a short gain. Up to the 45-yard line. He'll pick up a couple, and that's going to make it about 3rd and 12, 3rd and 11. But we'll find out what the Mustangs are going to do. They'll have a little time to think about it, as that's the way the Chuck Yo, the Land Pro, first quarter comes to an end. It's 8-7. Owensville leads Eldon. Eldon with the ball. When we come back, you're listening to KS95 Sports.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Contact one of Miller County Health Center's certified car seat techs for assistance at 573-369-2400. At Lloyd Belt Automotive, they've proudly been serving the Eldon community for 40 years. Their hand-selected inventory specializes in newer, low-mileage vehicles, each going through a rigorous 172-point inspection to ensure quality. And it doesn't stop there. Their full-service department, staffed with factory-trained ASE-certified technicians, can keep your car running smoothly. For unbeatable sales and top-notch service, see the name Eldon has trusted for 4 decades. Lloyd Belt Automotive, where customers become family. Visit today or check them out online at lloydbelt.com.
Moving into the H&R block of Versailles second quarter. It was a great first quarter from both teams. Both really showed, hey, we want to run the football, and this may be a contest of who's better at it.
I think that's what we're looking at. But here we're going to be in a clear passing situation. I think this is an obvious situation to have a play action face across the face of the quarterback, have him block on the edge and roll out to the left side where all 3 of your wide receivers are. See what they do here.
Mustangs facing 3rd and 12. Trips left for Beanland. He's got his brother Landon to his right. He drops back, looking to the left, wanting to throw. He's going to uncork one down the middle. He had the man, but just couldn't bring him in. I like the read. Jalen had a chance at it, but it's so hard to catch anything right now with all this drizzle coming down.
It was impressive the way he looked off the safety right there in the middle of the field, was eyeing down the Eldon sideline, knew he was coming back to that middle route the whole time. That's textbook And now I think it's a clear punt situation here, and they're going to tighten up, so I'd say that's what's going to happen.
Which, by the way, shout out to the Eldon O-line. They gave Beanland a lot of time there to go through his reads.
It's good to know, to keep in the back of your head, even though if it didn't work out, like, hey, we can take some shots against this physical defense.
Beanland will walk it back to get ready for the punt. Owensville will send a man back. Still running as Beanland uncorks it.
It's going to get it.
And it's a beauty of a punt as it rolls at the 7-yard line. Evan Beanland flipping the field.
We talked last week about how Bill Belichick wouldn't be too happy about Devin Hardy's gloves, but he loves special teams play, so I think he'd be pretty happy about that punt.
Yeah, he would. That would be his Danny Amendola.
Right. That's perfect. I mean, the fact that he can just do that out of the quarterback formation, one of these days, it's going to be a clear punt situation. They're going to catch a team lacking.
They are.
Because he's going to drop back like he's punting, throw one over the top, and it'll be a first down or a touchdown or whatever it is.
So the Dutchmen back in their own territory. We'll see if the Mustangs can keep Bailey hemmed in as he's already had a big night. He gets the opening carry trying to get to the side, and the Mustangs are waiting on him. What a job to set the edge by Eldon as they make the hit at the 8-yard line.
Something tells me that they had a really physical week of practice prepping for this game.
I would say you were right. And after that first series, I get the feeling Coach Griffin looked at him and said, hey, are you going to let him run on you like that all night, or are we going to play some football?
Yeah, well, they've played some good teams, but no one with the athleticism and size combined as this Owensville team. I think it took them a drive to be like, oh, hey, this is what we need to do, and they know what they need to do now.
Owensville staying in that tight formation. It's 2nd and 9 from their own 10-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Bailey again, and he runs right into the Mustang defense at the 10 and dives forward maybe to the 11.
Yeah, not a lot there. I mean, they haven't had really much success running in between the tackles. It's been when they, shorten up the edge and get outside that they have had success. I don't think you let your quarterback throw the ball here if you're Owensville. Not really a throwing team on the steps of your own goal line. This is risky.
I'm getting sports updates, and the names aren't the right names, and it's kind of making me chuckle here. It's going to be 3rd and 7 for Owensville, and they are spreading out like maybe they would consider throwing 2 receivers out to the right. However, it is still Bailey to the left. Receiver comes in motion. Quarterback in the shotgun. He is going to drop back and throw. Rolling out to his right, looking to his right, and he's got a man. No, it falls incomplete. That was a great job by Eldon to put a little pressure on but keep things closed in the secondary.
Yeah, we got holding as well. I mean, there was nothing open there from the get-go, and it wasn't a bad route concept. I thought the routes were well ran, but this Eldon secondary, they can play some ball.
That is the beauty when you tell everybody, hey, we're a track team. It's like, okay, that's great. That'll help you on offense. No, that helps you when you can fly in the secondary, because eventually these kids are going to get enough confidence in their ability that you start baiting.
Yeah, and you don't typically see, smaller – they're a 3A school, obviously not a small school, but you don't see these smaller schools have this talented of a secondary. But this is one of the better ones I've ever seen.
Now, this is a tough place to punt. If you are Owensville, we've already had one botch snap tonight. And Eldon is indeed going to send a little heat. The punt gets away. It's going to take a hop. Beckman back to get it. He's just going to let it go by. It hits at midfield and will roll dead at about the 47-yard line. So good starting field position for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and definitely going to want to run the ball here. Don't shoot yourself in the foot again. That was last drive. They kind of got in a 3rd or a 2nd and long situation. The first drive that stalled out, they were in a 2nd and long situation. That drive they scored on, they just consistently got 2 or 3 yards, didn't have self-inflicted mistakes, stuff like that.
After one quarter, Blair Oaks leads 2-0 Osage, 21-0. Wow. And it is Camdenton 13, Smith Cotton 0.
Tri-County gets no easier, huh?
No, Blair Oaks, it turns out, is still good.
Yeah, they just lost to an NFL team last week. That happens sometimes.
Yeah, right? Now those D1 college teams better watch out. Trips right for the Mustangs on first down. They're going to throw. Beanland drops back. He's not just going to throw. He's going to uncork one. He's got a man at the 25, brought down at the 20-yard line.
That's a great job. Here's the thing. They were keyed up for the run there because of the field position. You've got a linebacker on a wide receiver. This team's already fast. A wide receiver on a safety is a mismatch for Eldon. Having a wide receiver on a linebacker, I'm taking that shot 10 out of 10 times.
Who had the catch for the Mustangs?
I think it was number 20.
Was it Brisbane?
I think it might have been 23, believe it or not, which would be Brody Beanland.
At this point, nothing surprises me.
I don't quote me on that, but
2 receivers to the left. Instead, it's going to be a handoff. Landon runs up the middle, dives forward to the 15. We're in the Case IH Crown Power Red Zone after a Martin Medal first down. The Mustangs have really flipped the momentum in this game after a dominant first drive from Owensville. Eldon has kind of taken control here.
Look, Eldon is going to be dangerous when they get everything figured out in their pass game. They are a good passing team, even though their identity is running. And if they can get that West Coast identity where they're run, we're going to beat you over the top, it'll be a dangerous football team this season.
And I'm here to tell you right now, Eldon is winning in the trenches, and it's making a difference. Yes. Second down, back to throw is Beanland. Quick crosser, and it's tipped up in the air and falls dead at the 5. Incomplete pass. That could have been dangerous for the Mustangs. You hate to see those tipped ones.
It was a dangerous throw, but I'll give Beanland credit. We talked on the break. I said, I think he made the wrong read there on that third down play where he threw the out route. They were sitting in cover 2. That time he made the adjustment. They just couldn't connect on a wet night.
I love this, though, because it's 3rd and 6. You know as well as I do.
4-down territory.
Oh, it's 4-down territory every day. I don't care that Devin Hardy can hit him from the 50. You're not worried about that. You leave Adam Vinatieri over there and you play offense.
I like this. I think this play, give it to your running back, maybe on the left edge. They're in a 3-man front here. There's a really good chance that they could get a first down running the football.
3rd and 6. What do the Mustangs go to? It's going to be RPO, keeping it thrown down hard at the 14. I got to give the linebacker from Owensville credit. He did not sell out on that. He started to bite at first and then regained his footing. Otherwise, I think Eldon probably would have had the first.
I couldn't tell if it was a read play or not. But if it was a read play, the linebacker did a really good job of slow playing, showing his face, making the quarterback make a decision. And it's really hard to be correct whenever they slow play it because they have the ability to get to either. 4th and 5 here. I think you go a hard count. Try to get him to jump before you run a play. Maybe even use one of your timeouts.
From the 15-yard line of the Dutchman. Right now, Eldon going with trips left. Spreading this out a little bit. Beanland in the shotgun. He takes the snap. A quick throw in the middle. He's got his man at the 10. Brought down. I think that's enough on the catch for the first down. If we go by the official spot, it is.
Yeah, they gave it to him already. I mean, that's why you trust your quarterback. You trust your receivers. This short passing game's solid, you know, and they're going to go ahead and give him the first down. All you got to do is run to the sticks and turn around. And the linebackers for Owensville were not ready for it. Sorry, go ahead.
So that's going to be 1st and goal for Eldon now from the 10-yard line. Once again, I apologize. It's a struggle to figure out who these receivers are on the catch right away while doing this, and the uniforms don't show.
That one was
great.
Devin Hardy, I believe.
That was Hardy on the reception?
So, yes.
Okay. I figured it was either Hardy or Beckman by the way they jumped for it.
It was Beckman. You're right. I lied because there were no pink gloves.
No pink gloves. I thought it would have been Jalen, but yeah. So it's going to be 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Landon lined up next to Evan in the shotgun. Takes a snap. It's a handoff. Landon trying to get to the corner. What an open field tackle, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's a situation where you don't want to block that guy. You're expecting your running back to outrun the D lineman. And sometimes these D linemen just shoot through a gap. You know, they've seen these plays on film, and that's exactly what happened there. Stopped him dead in his tracks.
That is a big, big play for the Dutchman as it's going to back Eldon up now to the 13, but still only 2nd down. If something like that's going to happen, you wish for it to happen on 1st down so you have time to correct.
I think you throw the ball here. I mean, it's worked so far.
Well, and I think you give your quarterback options.
Right.
He takes it. It's going to be a handoff running behind the right guard across the 10, diving forward to the 5. That's where they'll spot him down. A nice carry there from Landon Beanland.
Maybe I should just shut up because I'm not a football coach for a reason. Run the football.
No, I think the defense thought exactly like you did. Like, oh, they're going to throw. Right. It's 2nd and goal. Instead, for Eldon, you now have 2 downs to pick up 5 yards. And once again, your boys are winning the battle in the trenches right now.
I think you run the ball here and then you throw the ball. But I've been wrong a lot. You know,
I think you're either going to run it or throw it. I think one of the two things are going to happen.
That's the 2 options here. But
can I pull a Madden here?
Yes.
I think if Eldon could just move this ball 5 yards, they're probably going to score.
Yeah, about time.
2 receivers to each side. It's going to be a keeper, and trying to fight for yardage is Evan Beanland as he dives forward to the 4. That's going to make it another huge 4th down for the Mustangs. 4th and goal from the 4-yard line.
Now here's where you dial up your best play, maybe even a 2-point play you've worked on in practice. Every team has some of those. They think they're for sure hitters. I mean, this is from the 4, so it's a little harder. I think it's a big play in the game. Good time to call a timeout, and that's what they're going to do here. Not sure which side called it, though. It's going to be Owensville.
Owensville wants to talk this over. We'll take the Lloyd Belt Automotive timeout break as well. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Hi, I'm Jason Blankenship, owner of Jason Blankenship CPA LLC. As the year quickly draws to a close, it's time to start thinking about tax planning strategies for your farm and business. We are happy to meet with you and help you see where things stand for the year. We can also give you advice on ways to spend money to help you grow your business, all while maximizing your tax savings. No matter what your tax, payroll, or accounting needs are, Jason Blankenship CPA LLC has got you covered. Celebrating 10 years of service to the Central Missouri area and looking forward to many more. Give us a call at 573-557-2417 or stop by and see us at 401 East North Street in Eldon.
Back in the H&R block of Versailles second quarter, arguably the biggest play of the game up to this point. The Dutchmen lead the Mustangs 8-7, but Eldon has traveled all the way down to the 4-yard line of Owensville. But it is fourth down, and I don't know what's being discussed over on the Eldon sideline, but whatever Coach Griffin believes works 9 times out of 10 is what he probably just called.
Yeah, you're definitely either dialing up a 2-point play or some sort of pass play where you're letting Beanland get out in space and say, hey, either run it if you think you got it or throw the ball here. And we'll see what that is. Really tight formation here. I think maybe I've seen this play before.
It is tight indeed. It's going to be a snap looking for the quick hitter, and it's tipped up in the air. He was there, but a defender just got a fingertip on it. Otherwise, that was going to be 6 for the Mustangs.
It's a really dynamic play there. I mean, I said get your quarterback out in space, but what you can also do is run your best player right at the goal line and allow him to make the defender wrong. He made the defender guarding him wrong because he sat down. The defender kind of shot out. Problem is, D linemen can be pretty athletic sometimes, and I think we're going to have another. You're right. The water break is still in effect here on a rainy night in September.
Yeah, that's all right. We need a water break as well. We'll take it and come back just a moment. 8-7. Owensville gets the hold and leads over Eldon with 6 minutes to go in the second. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Fit your home like a cheese, protect my homes. Keep it cool and safe, no need to roam. Stop the rays before they invade your place. I can live in space, a study in the race. Be a champion, not a contender. With American Sun, control you're the defender. Shield your home, make it bright and bold. American Sun Control, the story's sold. American Sun Control, the need to know for a cooler home. Come on, let's go.
What a game, it's 4th and goal. Winter Shelton drops back in shotgun. Here's the snap. Shelton bootlegs. He keeps it. He dives into the end zone. Touchdown!
When it comes to winning and real estate, there's one team crushing the competition. Winter Shelton Real Estate Group.
Shelton is crushing it.
Look them up online and Facebook.
Winter Shelton's crushing it, yeah.
Halfway through the second quarter, and this has been as close of a game as you can have because it's literally a 1-point game.
It's been a dogfight so far.
In the shotgun. Oh, and who had the first movement as the flag comes out? Did the hard count get the Mustangs? Yes, it did. That's where the point is. So it looks like Eldon going to give some free yardage here.
Yeah, what's really tough about this is Eldon received the ball first, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so 6 minutes against a team like Owensville could be a full drive from this part of the field. You're looking at a situation where they could drain the clock, get the ball back at halftime and score again. So you're really going to want to be his assignment sound on this drive.
So on 1st and now 5, it is the handoff to Bailey. He goes up the gut, finds a crease, dives forward out to about the 17, 18-yard line. That'll be enough to move the chain since it was just 1st and 5. New set of downs now for the Dutchmen. It is worth noting their last time on the field.
I think they're going to call it short here. It's not a very good spot, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong sticks. My bad.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I think he got it, but it was close. It's not 4th and goal. I need to probably fix that.
All right, so instead it will be 2nd and 1. The Eldon defense has been much better. 2 receivers to the left. I don't think that's going to matter. No, it is going to be a handoff to Bailey once again as he runs on the right side, goes through the initial arm tackle, fights through, and a whole group of Mustangs converge on him, but not before he crosses up to the 24-yard line. That will move the sticks for Owensville.
Yeah, that's the kind of football you want to see, though. I mean, they had a chance to get him in the backfield. It was kind of an arm tackle, didn't fully have him. He gets through it, but then you have a bunch of Eldon Mustangs with a hat on the football. You have a bunch of Owensville players pushing him, trying to will him forward. It's the kind of football you want to see.
So with a new set of downs for the Dutchman, the only thing I would worry about if I'm Owensville, with this style of play, how long can you keep it up?
Yeah.
How long can you ride Bailey? Is he going to get 40 carries this game? Receiver comes in motion, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Wilson trying to go up the gut, and Eldon said, no, thank you. We already have that taken care of.
Yeah, they really have not had any success in between the tackles. And until they show that they can successfully pitch that out wide and get some yards, that motion man isn't a threat. And he wasn't right there.
No, and I'm going to be honest, from what I've seen out of Owensville, the only player that I feel can truly run with Eldon right now is Bailey.
Yeah, he's just physically, or out like physicaling them, if it's not really a word. But,
we make words up here.
That's the truth.
A lot of strategery being employed in this game. 2nd and 8 for Owensville. Trips left. First time we've seen that tonight. Receiver comes in motion. Quarterback takes snap. He's going to drop back to throw. He rolls out to his left. He's looking to uncork one downfield. Man there has to turn around, trying to come back for it, and it falls incomplete. It looked like a return man trying to field a punt.
Yeah, that was a really interesting. It was almost like I don't know who the DB was. They were kind of had a basketball closeout, right? He was like throwing his hand in his face, saying, "You're not going to see the ball."
Here's my only beef with this, my confusion. If you're Owensville,
yeah, I know. I'm with there.
You've been moving the ball well. Why do that on 2nd down? Make it 3rd and long for your run game in your own territory. Secondly, if you're going to throw for the first time, you kind of give it away when you line up trips left when you haven't done that all night.
You'd think you'd run it out of your run formation and just play action,
surprise them,
right? But I will say they had a man open. I mean, they did.
Well, they're going right back to trips left, so who knows? Maybe they'll run it this time. Man comes in motion, just like the play before. And the snap dropping back to throw indeed. Going to throw something out to the flat, caught at the 30, jumping back, trying to make room, and Eldon said no. Great tackle made in the open field. That's number 23 with the armbar tackle.
I think it's like you have to punt the football here. If I'm an Owensville coach, granted, Eldon did just have pretty good field position and couldn't get anything done with it, but this is definitely a punt situation. We're going to see him bring out the punt team.
4th and 5 for Owensville, and about 3:40 to go in this game. So for Eldon, just trying to see how many timeouts. They still have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah. I feel like I would have bled the clock there more.
Instead, Owensville will punt it away. It takes a big hop, and Beanland going to clear out. Says, no, I don't need to touch that thing. And it'll be spotted down at the 40. So for Eldon, this gets really interesting, and I'm just throwing this out here. I don't know what Devin Hardy's range is, but if you could get close enough for him to line up for a field goal to end the half, it's not the worst idea.
It's really not. I thought he looked pretty good. But at the same time, I think that there's more than enough time for them to go down and score. Last week, we saw them in a similar situation, except there was, like a minute or 2 left on the clock, and they played playground football to score a touchdown. Why not do that again?
I kind of believe that's when Eldon is at their most dangerous. Mm-hmm. And it seems like every game now, when we see Evan Beanland, he's getting more and more comfortable back there.
He is. He's maturing, no doubt.
2 receivers to the right for Beanland, 1 to the left. His brother Landon lined up next to him. Receiver comes in motion, low snap, going to be handoff to Landon. Landon follows the guard, crosses the 45, rolls ahead to the 47-yard line. So already nearing midfield for the Mustangs. Nice 7-yard gain on 1st down.
I was having a conversation with the William Woods offensive coordinator. They've got their first home game tomorrow, and I'm calling the game. And he said, I asked him about the same exact situation. I said, what do? Do you go for it all really quick, or do you kind of slow play it? He said, it's really important to get the first down.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can kind of get in your bag of tricks, start doing shot plays. I really like the play call to run it. You still got plenty of time. You got 2 timeouts and 3 minutes to get down the field.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason from going away from what's been working. Plus, you have to keep Owensville guessing.
Right.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun, handoff, Landon trying to find a block, goes up the gut, takes on tackles at midfield, pushes the pile forward to the 48 of the Dutchman. That should move the chains. See what the sign is, the official contemplating it, thinking about the meaning of life.
It's close.
He looks back and he says, ooh, yeah, there is a 1st down marker back there. We'll go ahead and move the chains. That's a Martin Metal Mustang 1st down.
There's your first down, and now you can kind of get creative with it. I mean, you still run the football, but you've got a lot of time and a lot of options here, a lot of athletes out on the field.
Yeah, 2:20 to go in the H&R Block of Versailles 2nd quarter. 2 receivers to the right. 1 comes in motion. It's going to be a handoff once again to Landon. And Landon trying to get behind the guard, but a good job by the defense of the Dutchman to stuff that one.
Yeah, there's the little immaturity out of him right there. That's one where you need to cut your losses on getting to the outside, cut it up in, and get maybe 3 or 4 yards. Instead, he keeps trying to go outside behind his blockers, gets 1. It's not something you can teach. That's something you learn over time.
I do wonder, Eldon keeps faking this jet sweep. They'll bring Brisbane in motion over and over. Eventually, he is going to get that carry, and once again, that's track speed. But Eldon, now with trips left, one receiver to the right, Beanland to the left, or right, excuse me, Beanland looking to throw. Under a little bit of pressure, he's got to tuck it and run. He gets across to the 45 and dragged down at the 43-yard line. I thought he was going to be hit for a loss.
There's a really good pass rush rep there by Timothy Winterbauer, number 52 for Owensville. Got around the edge, but the problem is when you have a quarterback that can run, you want to contain him on either side, right? You don't want to let him escape the pocket. He did a textbook job. Step up, sense the pressure on your side, step up and get out to one side. That's exactly what Beanland did. Was able to get 6 there on a play that looked like it was going to be negative.
1:05 to go, 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs. 2 receivers split out to each side for Beanland. He takes a snap, drops back, looking for the quick out route. He sees the defenders there, scrambles left, scrambles right, shakes a tackle. He's going to throw on the run downfield, and was the catch?
It was, but they're going to call it back. They got a block in the back. It was really ticky-tacky.
What a play by Hardy. I didn't even
catch.
get it in the camera angle, but yeah, like you said, there is a yellow hanky on the ground, and that usually means this one's coming back.
They're going to discuss this, and I think they're both kind of iffy on if they want to call it. The referee reached for his pocket, the white hat did, and then didn't throw it. So I'm really interested to say here if he's going to be like, hey, I don't think that it was there.
I wonder if maybe if I'm Eldon, I'm going to be like, hey, listen, remember we called off that late hit earlier.
I mean, that was a fantastic play right there.
We'll see what the white hat says.
Yeah, I think they're going to go ahead and call this one back. Block in the back.
Tough break for the Mustangs as Evan Beanland and Devin Hardy. They have that kind of magic. It reminds me a little bit of, once again, going to the NFL. When you see Mahomes scramble, you just know 87's about to catch this football. When Beanland gets in trouble, it's like Devin Hardy, the senior, it triggers in his brain, oh, I need to get open somehow.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, that's a short game passing route. That's the only problem with Beanland extending the play with his legs is that offensive linemen are expecting to, have to block for a 1, 2, 3 count, and then the ball's out. But whenever you start to extend the play with your legs, sometimes it puts them in bad positions, make them block someone they weren't expecting to, and then they hit him in the back. But that's a great play to try to extend it. You still got a chance here to pick up some yardage and maybe get in a range to score.
40 seconds to go. Trips left for Eldon. Beanland thought about uncorking. He fakes pressure. He's going to roll to the left. He lets it go downfield.
There it is.
It's going to be hauled in. A great catch made by Hardy at about the 42-yard line. However, 24 seconds to go. Will the Mustangs burn a timeout here before fourth? No, I think
it's too risky. Maybe you run a play at the last second right here, but it's a little too risky. You got 13 seconds.
What are the Mustangs doing? They are going up to the line like they're going to run one final play here to end the half.
Take a shot. There's no reason not to, but you only got 5 seconds. Maybe
5 seconds. Can you get set? Mustangs do get set. And the snap is away just before the quarter ends. It's going to be a deep bomb here if they can get it away.
Picked off. Got to make tackle.
And the tackle is made off the interception. So no harm, no foul. All right, we're not worried about Pro Bowl votes here and how your interceptions stack up. We played one half, and a game that one year was 71-60 something is 8-7 after one half. Oh, yeah, this used to be a barn burner. Yeah. We'll come back with your Hy-Vee halftime show in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Sometimes less is more, but with the Case IH Farmall 75A tractor, more is more. You can push more, pull more, lift more. It just does more. And it's the most affordable Case IH Farmall with a cab. The Case IH 75A tractor. There's nothing like it that can do what it does. Your Case IH 75A tractor is waiting for you at Crown Power and Equipment with 11 Missouri locations. So stop in and find it. Passion, power, performance. crown-power.com.
No pressure, low prices.
Hi, this is Jason at Hewlett Chevrolet Buick GMC in Camdenton. Hewlett has been serving the Lake area for over 54 years, and we're proud to offer the lowest prices combined with a friendly, no-pressure environment. We are proud to offer our price match guarantee. You can buy locally without all the hassles and pressures of a big dealer, but still be confident you're getting the lowest prices on your purchase. I invite you to come experience the Hewlett difference today. Hewlett Chevrolet Buick GMC in Camdenton.
No pressure, low prices. That's the way we do it. Shop Hewlett. ShopHewlett.com.
Have you ever gone into panic mode because you reach into your wallet and your debit card is not there? Hi, this is Ryan Pryor from Citizens Bank of Eldon and Versailles. With the Umbrella app on your mobile phone, you can block your debit card with a quick tap of a button. 5 minutes later, you remember that it's in your pocket. No problem. Just go back in and unblock your card, and now it's business as usual. Ask us how you can enroll. Member FDIC.
A hometown bank, a hometown friend.
The Morgan County Health Center in Versailles reminds you can help your child have a healthy future. Encourage them to get 1 hour or more of physical activity every day and limit screen time to 2 hours at most. Time spent in front of a screen watching TV or playing video games means less time being active. Make sure they get 3 servings of low or no fat milk or yogurt every day, 4 servings of water, not sugary drinks, and 5 servings or more of fruit and vegetables. Healthy habits lead to a healthy future. A message from the Morgan County Health Center in Versailles.
Back with the Hy-Vee halftime show. Part of the Hewlett Chevrolet Buick GMC of Camdenton broadcast. 8-7. The Owensville lead over Eldon. I mean, literally the difference in this game is one team went for a 2-point conversion and got it, and the other team went for an extra point. Otherwise, we've seen just about everything you can ask for in a football game. We've seen big, explosive plays. We've seen goal line stands. We've seen people run the ball, and then they ran the ball. Then they ran the ball. After that, they ran the ball. It's been a high-flying one. Let's see. Oh, my. Yeah. Well, you'll have that. Did get a score update out of Versailles, by the way. The Tigers at the half lead conference foe Butler 12-6. Versailles still looking for that first win of the season, but I think we'd both agree the Tigers looked much better in week 2 than they did week 1.
Yeah, they gave Eldon everything they could handle. I'd say we were sitting, here at halftime last week saying that we had a similar situation to what we have in this game, right? And we weren't really expecting that. This Owensville team can play. I think Eldon's played a little bit better this week than they did last week, but
yeah,
you got to give credit to Versailles, man. They played much better than they did week 1 with a lot more effort, right, and intensity, and that's what you want to see between week 1 and week 2. And going into week 3, clearly figuring things out.
I was looking around trying to see if I could steal chairs, but it's rained on everything around here.
It's rained quite a bit, right?
No, I agree. The Mustangs, I think, have played much better, especially after that first series. The defense tightened up so much. Now, a couple tough breaks, and you can say this about any game, to get all the way down to the 4-yard line and not be able to capitalize, that one kind of hurts. And then on top of that, to have that last drive there, you had a big hitter, but a block in the back negated it. So honestly, if I'm Coach Griffin in the locker room right now, I'm telling my boys, hey, there's every reason in the world we should be up right now. None of that matters in the second half.
Right. So don't take me 100%, but I believe they had 4 offensive drives, right? One of them they scored on.
Mm-hmm.
One of them they stalled out at the 4-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, there was 5, I think. And the other 3, they got behind the chains, right? Yeah. Anytime they get behind the chains, there's no chance of them scoring. It's not in the nature of their offense. Although they can take the top off, they're not a team that wants to do that all of the time. So what they really need to emphasize in the second half is, hey, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot, right? We need to be able to run this football. We need to be able to hit our short passes without making mistakes that are self-inflicted. They're not going to beat you. You're going to beat yourself.
So one of the reasons this game is so big is because the district that Eldon found themselves in, Versailles Tigers as well, even though they shouldn't be, but, that's a whole other story.
Right, yeah.
It's a rough district. It is the murderer's row of district, if you want to, mainly because as we take a look here at the current standings, shout out to my boy Ryan for putting these graphics together. You look at this right now. Southern Boone comes into tonight leading the district, 55 points. Now, before we dive into this, it's worth noting there is a point system involved with deciding it. You get X amount of points based on who you play. If you play a larger school, you get more points. If you play, I don't know how that actually works. If you play a smaller school,
if you play a smaller school, you just don't get as many points. It's not a negative. You don't get as many points. Now, if you lose to a smaller school, then that's where the negative points come into play.
The only situation that I don't understand is if you play a larger school and get mollywopped. You can actually get more points than a school playing a smaller school and beating them by 40.
It's really interesting, right? They just want people to play games. But it's interesting because some of these conferences don't allow non-conference games, so that's where you're getting your hands tied. But I think that the goal by Misha there is to kind of encourage playing the bigger, the better, the best you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking at the standings right now, Southern Boone comes into tonight with 55 points, leading the entire district, followed by the 2 seed Booneville, also a 2-0, 48 points, tied with them, but in third, the Knob, Noster, and Leeton together.
It's interesting to note, it doesn't matter right now, but if the season ended today, Knob Noster would actually be ahead of Booneville. It just wouldn't let me do that.
I got
but
you.
they have
I
the
got you.
tiebreaker over Booneville right now.
I got you. So if it ended today, Versailles would open up district play with a rematch of week 1 against Knob Noster. But then Blair Oaks in the 4th seed in the district, mark my words, that won't stay that way. No. I promise you.
It's interesting for Eldon because they're behind a team that's 1-1. It just happens to be that it's
right? Because you get extra points if you play a class size bigger. You get even more extra points if you play an NFL team. It's wild how that works. I didn't know they put that into high school rules.
Right.
California, the 6th seed, Versailles, the 7th. So I will say this for Eldon, they have a lot of opportunity to move up in this district because you look ahead of it, they're going to see Booneville this year. They're going to see Southern Boone. They're going to see Blair Oaks this year. They're going to see California. Not only those district foes, but those are also same size class and all that, give you a good chance of jumping up.
With Versailles as well, looking at their side of things, 0-2 right now, but if they could hold on to the win they have right now, California is currently trailing the team they're playing. I don't remember who it is, but they're losing right now, so they've got a chance to where, maybe it's a rough start to the season, but you start winning a few games, you look at maybe being a 6, a 5. It's a little more manageable than sitting in that 7 slot, having to play what would right now be Booneville,
Oh, absolutely. And the problem for Versailles, though, I will say, is going back to what we talked about earlier with the point scale. Versailles, I don't want to address it too much because it's not my place, but things didn't go quite right. Versailles is not supposed to be Class 3. If you go by student enrollment, they should be a Class 2 team. There was mistakes. Misha couldn't get it changed. That's just how it worked out. They're stuck in this district for fall sports at least. So because of that, Versailles' schedule is comprised of a lot of Class 2 schools that make up their conference. So you can't, Versailles can go out and mollywop some of these teams, and it wouldn't matter because, you played a Class 2 school. It's that's our size technically. So
it's a rough situation.
It's going to be very difficult for Versailles to get out of the basement of that district, and that's not a shot at Versailles or their talent. It's more of the hand you were dealt. For Eldon, though, firmly believe Eldon controls their own fate. Yeah, you're going to have to go through a lot of juggernauts in this district, but I don't think it's out of the question that if Eldon plays the level we think they're capable of, a top 3 seed is possible.
I think you're definitely looking at hosting a game, but if you're Eldon, you're wanting to be one of those top tier teams in this district, right? You hosted a playoff game last year, so you're looking for improvement this year. And I think it's not out of the question to say that they could easily jump, a Knob Noster or a Booneville and maybe even Southern Boone. You don't know. We know Blair Oaks is probably going to finish number 1 in the district outside of something crazy where someone goes undefeated, right? But there's no saying that Eldon couldn't be a 2 or a 3 and avoid Blair Oaks as long as possible.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And it is worth noting when we say avoid Blair Oaks, somebody eventually has to take them down. I'm not sitting here trying to talk trash on Blair Oaks. If anything, it's a sign of respect. They are essentially a semi-professional
They're so
football
good.
team.
You just don't want to play them until you have to, right?
It's the same thing teams say about Lamar every single year. Lamar, I think, at one point in time strung together, 7 consecutive state titles. And it's worth noting, Lamar is not a private school. Lamar is none of that. Lamar is just a program.
Lamar just had a dude in the coach. He was on the coaching staff at Nixa for a year, and where I went to high school, and that guy knew football.
No, that's the absolute gospel. And shift gears, by the way, it is 8-7. Owensville leading Eldon. Just a matter of a 2-point conversion versus an extra point. A lot of football to be played yet this season. Things could go a lot of ways, and I think this is right where you want to be if you're the Mustangs. But we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to maybe talk a little Mizzou, maybe talk a little NFL.
You should do it.
I don't know. We got lots of time here. It's a 20-minute halftime because that's the new norm, apparently. We'll be back with more. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
A full-service graphics company, Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising does it all, from screen printing, offset printing, and promotional advertising to custom-built trophies and awards. It's where they do it the right way. Check out their Facebook page for their monthly special, and don't forget they offer online stores for all your group and activities needs. Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising, across from the Family Center on Highway 52 East in Versailles. Call 573-378-5775.
For over 35 years now, Martin Metal has continued to be the leader in the metal building industry. We would like to introduce to you our new low-profile bib panel metal. This roll-form metal will give you a new sleek look, different from the regular G-profile metal. You can see it on our website at martinmetal.com or up close in our showroom on Highway K northeast of Versailles. People are falling in love with it, and it's priced the same as the G-rib metal. Give us a call today at 573-378-4050 and find out more about the area's only M-panel low-profile metal here at Martin Metal.
Calling all property owners. Discover the benefits of partnering with Dunn Property Management. They're here to help. From maximizing your investment to ensuring hassle-free management, experience effortless living with expert property management. Let Dunn Property Management handle the details so you can enjoy peace of mind. Reach out today to learn how they can help. Dunn Property Management, 573-569-1200. That's 573-569-1200. The students of Lake Area schools have done a lot to make their communities proud. Many have stayed to help the Lake Area grow and prosper. Whether they excel through sports or through academics, our students need our support. As a parent, be a part of your child's education. As a community, be a part of their activities by attending sporting events, concerts, and other extracurricular activities. Our support means better leaders for tomorrow. From Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Laurie.
Someday I'm going to record what's said off mic during breaks, and it's going to be a blooper reel. Now, you can't access that blooper reel until after we've retired and can no longer be fired. Oh, back with the Hy-Vee halftime show. Tomorrow, big game for the Tigers. Huge. Mizzou, number 6 in the nation, which, by the way, I'd like to point out that has not been a big deal for some reason. I feel like Mizzou fans have such high expectations that we're like, yeah, we're number 6. We should probably be a little higher. And it's like, it's crazy. What's the last time we were number 6, guys? Soak it in. Especially when Coach Drinkwitz walks to the podium. And if you had no idea what you were watching, you would never look at that guy and be like, I bet he's a football coach.
That's the truth, man.
I'd be like, man, the IT guy's working on the podium.
He's putting on for, and he would say it himself, he's putting on for nerds around the country, right? I mean,
and representing well. It's like, yeah, Coach Drink, what makes your squad special? We played 2 games and have given up 0 points.
Right, scored what, 90, 95, something like that. I mean, they've looked dominant. And I will say, though, my mom sent me a text. She said, College Game Day is going to Columbia this week, and I was all excited. And then they said it was South Carolina. I was like, don't do me like that. I am a Gamecocks fan. But I was like, don't do me like that. I wanted to go to Mizzou.
Are you a TikToker at all?
Of course, yes.
Have you seen the guy, the SEC roll call?
Yes.
With Darth Mizzou. Mm-hmm. I watched one this week, and they've hated Mizzou since we got to the SEC, and he's always poked fun at him. And this was the first one that the Gamecocks tried to take over because they are technically the number 1 team in the SEC right now since they have the SEC
They
victory.
have the only SEC victory, yes.
But because they were talking, and they're like, we want to, and the joking of this TikTok was, we want to flip things on their heads, and we want to turn around on all the top teams, and then flashes over to Darth Mizzou. Yes, let it burn. And they go, wait, Mizzou, that includes you now, too. He's like,
right.
Oh. And I'm like, this is nice, man. We're in that category now.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Again, I've never been like a huge Mizzou guy, but just being around the area, it's like awesome to see the energy that's around that program. They're doing new things every week. It seems like that stadium is just going to get, billions of dollars added to it, which is what it needs.
It does.
It's gonna be awesome.
And once again, Boston College, who normally you're like, Boston College. They're ranked number 24. They took Florida State out behind the woodshed. I mean, it's been ugly, honestly, and they have full intent of coming into the zoo and taking out the number 6 team in the nation. I don't think Mizzou's going to have it. I have a feeling Coach Drink has made sure that none of those boys are overlooking Boston College.
Well, I think you mentioned it right before we got on. It's like Luther Burden has not had to do anything. And that's because Coach Drinkowitz knows what he's doing. He's very talented at not hurting his players in games that they know they're going to win, but still winning those games, right? Yeah. And so he's done a good job of that so far. LB3, I think he has 1 touchdown. He had the first touchdown of the season, actually, I think. Hasn't done really anything since. Exited the game early last time just because they didn't need him, right? Didn't need to get him hurt against Duquesne.
He had an autograph session afterwards.
So. Seriously, no need to get him hurt. And so now you're looking at a situation, you've got a fully fresh Luther Burden III. You know he's having a touchdown, maybe 2, in my opinion, right?
No, I completely agree. And the thing with Mizzou is they haven't had to flex yet that it's not a one receiver show. Theo Weiss Jr., I truly believe Theo Weiss Jr. could be a second or a third round draft pick and be playing on Sundays as well. He's a great route runner, great hands. I mean, I guarantee you Oklahoma's missing.
Yeah,
him
I was
right
going to
now.
say, I think people forget that at Oklahoma, he was like a bona fide number 2. Like, the dude was a stud. And then he comes over to Mizzou and gets another year of eligibility out of nowhere, which is awesome.
You know, sometimes you can make those up. And I remember, I cannot think of the running back's name for Mizzou right now, but he looks like a 28-year-old man that decided to play college football. I mean, the dude is built. And I like some guys. I actually heard a story about the Chiefs backup running back Carson Steele, and it reminds me of the Mizzou running back in which Carson Steele's coach said, the only problem we had is we couldn't convince him to juke around guys. He kept wanting to go through them, and finally we gave up trying. I feel that way about Mizzou's running back. It's like he sees a defender and goes, I don't like you. I don't know why, but I just want to hit you with my shoulder.
Right through you. That's a good problem to have. Most guys nowadays just want to make the flashy play. He wants to run someone over.
It's great. So tomorrow, pregame 9:45 on the radio, 11:45 kickoff, Mizzou and Boston College. And keep your eye out around college football because there's some upsets that could happen. I'm telling you, that Alabama-Washington or Wisconsin game, it's got problem written all over it. If you haven't seen Wisconsin, if you want to know about their quarterback, just watch the Chiefs on Sunday because their quarterback thinks he's the same guy. I don't mean like, he plays similar. I mean, he looks like him. He dresses like him. He has the same body movements as him. Wears the same number as him. It's almost a little creepy.
I think that, I said this the other day on a different show. I said, I think that Nick Saban is kind of casting a shadow over the Alabama program right now. Like, obviously last week they named the field after him. That's awesome. But at some point, it's got to be Kenny DeBoer's team. Right? And they keep flashing the shots when they're playing South Florida and they're only winning by 1 in the third quarter and Saban's shaking his head on the sideline. Like, at what point is Nick Saban the guy that used to coach Alabama and the college game day guy and no longer the guy that needs to be reacting to what's going on in Alabama?
I will say, though, if you'd have told me last year, hey, Nick Saban and Bill Belichick are both going to be great TV personalities,
awesome.
I never would have guessed that in a million years. Like,
no, Nick Saban, I smiled week 1 when they were at Texas A&M and Pat McAfee's got his shirt off, he's hugging him, and he's like, I didn't know this happened. I've never had so much fun. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. When Nick Saban just said fun. Like, when does that happen?
Oh, it's great. And then you got Bill Belichick on the Manning cast.
He killed it.
Oh, I love Peyton made the comment about, if you don't know what to say, you just start making fun of Eli. That's what I do. And his little joke of, I don't want to throw stones at Eli because he can toss boulders back at me. It's great. But speaking of the world of the NFL, first off, I feel like this is a great time to plug this. High school sports, college sports, NFL sports. At the end of the day, it is a game being played, and people's health has to be first. I hate to even say his words out loud. I hope that we don't see Tua Tagovailoa play another snap of football. Yeah. That man has hit a point where
it's terrifying.
All those concussions, what happened last night in the game, it wasn't a hard hit. It's not like DeMar Hamlin lit him up. He hit DeMar Hamlin's arm, and you could tell, he's concussed again. And I actually listened to, I don't know if they're just friends or cousins, Manti Te'o.
Manti
Te'o, excuse me. Yeah, talking about growing up with him, and he even said this morning on Get Up, he's like, I hope he doesn't play football again.
No, I don't think he should. I saw some fake tweets about him retiring, and that might not happen for a while, but he doesn't need to play again. No. It's dangerous. It's to the point where, it's 5 concussions, I think, is what I saw somewhere. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's too many.
You hear stories from other players. Larry Johnson of the Chiefs was a prominent one who he had a lot of concussions throughout his career from the time he was young growing up. And he talks about, he's like, man, I record a lot of stuff because I don't remember playing. And he's like, I got kids and I want them to remember some of this. And terrible
Antonio Brown. That's a great Le'Veon Bell, another great example.
Antonio Brown running shirtless off the field in the middle of the game is a prime example.
Yeah.
But so once again, thoughts, prayers up to Tua. I do hope he's okay, like the guy or not. But with that said, NFL season underway. I got to say, your Steelers actually messed up one of my predictions. I had made the prediction that your current starter would be your starter by week 6.
Yeah, week 1. How about that?
Instead, Russell Wilson's like, I'll show you. And on top of that, I do believe that in our lifetime, we have witnessed the worst NFL contract in the history of sports contracts, and that has to go to the great Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I think that he might be done. Yeah, that might be.
But how do you do it? His contract, I listened to him break it down. It's if they fired him today, $170 million of debt. They have borrowed from the Browns from 3 years in the future. It's like, let him get through this season. You still owe him $100 million. Yeah. I wonder if management hasn't flat out called down to Stefanski and been like, hey, man, you can't bench him. We're paying him too much.
I mean, you're just going to have to hope that you pull a Brock Purdy out of the draft in the last pick and just pray that you can get some weapons around him because it's too much money, but you can't keep rolling that out every week. And, it's going to get bad. Some of the quarterback play in week 1 was historically bad. It's sad when you're sitting here saying that Justin Fields was one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL last week. He threw for 120 yards.
There were 2 300-yard passers across the league. It is worth noting Patrick Mahomes had 297. It's not like he missed it by a lot.
No. But he didn't need to throw for 300. He did what he needed to do. He won the football game. But yeah, it was just historically bad quarterback.
It was, which speaking of Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs got some bad news this morning as they had been awaiting the return of Hollywood Brown, Marquise Brown, because the Chiefs offense didn't look dangerous enough against Baltimore. And instead it was announced that even though he was feeling better, the injury was not healing correctly on the CV joint of Hollywood Brown. He is going to undergo surgery if he hasn't already. They moved him to the IR. You know how it is when there's a surgery, everyone on Twitter becomes a doctor.
All of a sudden, they're like, if it goes perfect, he can get back here and do this then.
I've got one guy that's like, he may play week 8, and I've got another that's like, he might not play for 4 years. It's like, all right, that's a little far out there. So I, if you're the Chiefs, I do think they prepared for this. I think that is a big
wide receiver room is great.
Yeah, they went out and they're like, let's go get Juju Smith-Schuster back. Let's go ahead and load the deck here. We've got McCole Hardman, and you saw a lot of them face against Baltimore. But Kansas City this week has a big test as they face off with good old Joe Shiesty, the Slim Shady wannabe.
That a tough test anymore? Is his hand okay? Is he
spent
fine?
the
Is he not
whole
fine?
last game. Every time you saw him, he's grabbing that wrist.
Right.
But this is also a thing with quarterbacks they're going to have to learn. Look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen thinks he's invincible and likes to dive into everybody. Well, now his wrist is all taped up. Lamar Jackson didn't practice the first 2 days this week because he tried to run like a halfback.
He tried to run like he was Derrick Henry.
Which is funny because he had Derrick Henry right there. And he's like,
just hand it to him.
He's like, instead I'd like to run it here. And he's like, don't worry, I lost 25 pounds so that I can go hit this linebacker because that somehow makes sense.
Oh, I'll say, if you're a fantasy owner, you had the first pick of the draft. We all, including myself, say there's some shady stuff going on in the NFL right now.
Oh, absolutely.
People are not listing injuries the way they should because I drafted Christian McCaffrey with my first overall pick, and now I'm hearing he's going on the IR.
Is he going on IR?
Potentially, yes.
Okay, so mind you, the guy that messed it up for the Niners is the replacement running back. Yeah, because in the postgame, he's like, they told me on Friday I was starting. And everybody's like, wait, what? It's Monday Night Football. They didn't announce this till this morning. What do you mean you knew Friday you were starting?
Yeah, matter of fact, Christian McCaffrey was in my lineup. I still won, but he was in my lineup, so I would have liked some answers there, right?
Yeah, that's a bad deal, but I don't know. Week 2 of the season is underway. We started with sort of a football game. I understand what happened to I'm not trying to neglect that, but I'm here to tell you that's not why they lost the game. They were
losing before that.
They were losing badly before that. And I still don't think Buffalo's good. That's the best part of it all. I watched that. I'm like, Buffalo is not good, and Buffalo is doing this.
James Cook had a legacy game. I'll give him that. That was probably the best game he will ever have in his career.
If we learned anything week 1, it's that the New England Patriots might go to the Super Bowl. So that's
come on.
Somebody in Vegas was like, all right, I just want to go ahead and put 20 on the Patriots to win tonight. Just throw it away.
They were just joking around. And now
they
it's
got
like, whoa.
Sir, you won $50,000. Oh, wow. That's,
the more you know.
I don't know, but I'm excited for week 2. Once again, Chiefs and Bengals, 3 o'clock start. Who your Steelers got this week?
We got Denver. It was supposed to be the revenge game for Russell Wilson. I'm very thankful that we will not be seeing that. And we potentially won't be seeing Russell Wilson until week 4, but
you won't
Justin
be seeing
Fields
him
is 3-0 going into that week and doing pushing all the right buttons. I don't think you do.
In the offseason, this matchup by week 2 was not supposed to be Fields versus Bo Nix. Neither team was going to start that guy.
No, it was supposed to be Jarrett Stidham against Russell Wilson, which would have really fired people up around the country, right?
I mean, I'm excited to watch that game.
All of a sudden, now it's kind of an interesting game, right?
If I could just get Daniel Jones to be a part of that battle.
Hey, he had a rough week.
I think the Giants sit there and stare at each other and go, we could have paid Saquon.
No, Daniel Jones, man. That's
a quarterback.
I mean, you're drafting a quarterback out of Duke, and I've got some beef with quarterbacks out of Duke right now because I'm a Notre Dame fan, and Riley Leonard looked like he was a high school quarterback against Northern Illinois last week.
Yeah.
So that was a rough one for me to watch, but it happens.
All right.
We got another football game.
I was about to say, we can go back to high school here now as we get ready for the American Sun Control third quarter. Ryan, I want to know, if you're the Mustangs, what do you want to do differently in the second half?
Yeah, just stay on schedule on offense. Man, defense did a fantastic job. This is a higher-powered running team. You stay on schedule on offense. The one time you did, you had a very successful drive. The second time you did, you got down to the 4-yard line and stalled out. If they can just finish off these drives, it's the same story last week. Finish off these drives, you're going to be a dangerous football team.
I completely agree. You got to capitalize when you get opportunities. I will say from the defense, you got to keep setting that edge.
Yes.
The first drive, they were able to get outside on you. Once you were able to hem in Bailey and make him go up the gut, he's going to get his yards every now and then. He is a very good running back. Nothing but respect for Bailey as a player, but I do believe Eldon has the size to keep him hemmed in and force him for tough yards up the middle. Ensuing kickoff starts second half. It'll hop, and it's going to be picked up at the 15. I believe the return man thought it was going out of bounds. Mustang special teams is there, and they bring him down to the 25.
What a kick. He just towed the sideline right there, right?
That's Devin Hardy, man. He invented the coffin corner punt, the whole 9 yards.
I mean, that's awesome.
You thought I was joking. Once again, he has a higher make percentage right now than Justin Tucker, folks.
It is true.
Oh, man. Devin Hardy is going to go down as one of my favorite players I've ever called games for.
So far, he's one of my favorites.
If you haven't watched a basketball game with Devin Hardy is 5'6", probably.
This way.
And that boy, he will get inside with the 6'8" guys and make them look silly. It's wild. Trips left on this opening possession for the Dutchman. It's going to be a handoff. Bailey looking for room, and Eldon provides him with none. He is met at the line of scrimmage and promptly set back down.
This is completely unrelated to the football game that just started, but I want to tell everyone that Thomas Sajasi, who got called up 4 days ago, just hit a game-tying home run in the 8th inning against the Blue Jays.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He had 2 hits yesterday and an RBI, and now home run today, but back to football.
Oh, good for him. I kind of stopped thinking about baseball when I realized the Cardinals were not going to the playoffs. And
I did too, but here they are trying to give me hope one last time.
Oh, yeah. Those cardiac cards do that.
They're good at it.
So they're going to give him a yard gain. That may have been generous. 2nd and 9 for the Dutchman from their own 26-yard line. It's going to be a handoff again, trying to get to the edge, and the Mustangs meet him after a short gain.
See, the thing about this Mustangs team is they don't always have to set the edge with linebackers. If they can get the linebackers to string it out all the way down to the sideline, their cornerbacks are not afraid to fly in and make a hit.
And that one specifically is, and that was, oh no, I had the number wrong. That's number 8 for Eldon. I thought it was
That's Christopher Johnson. He's a junior.
Well, he just threw his body at the knees of Bailey, and the linebacker was there to catch Bailey and promptly sit him down.
So that's 5'8", 130 doing
That's a big boy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, it's going to be 3rd and 7 for Owensville from their own 28-yard line. 2 receivers out to the left, looking back to throw. Looking left, going to uncork one. It's a jump ball. Is it brought in?
That's picked off.
Oh, what a play by the Eldon defense.
Wow.
Well, now I'm confused.
That was picked off.
It was picked, and somehow the Owensville player came up with the football. Who had the interception?
I'm like 95% sure that was Jalen Beckman. What a play, and yeah, it was. I mean, that's your best athlete on the field right there. We talk a lot about the Beanlands. Jalen Beckman has been the best athlete on the field for a long time now. And
you couldn't have started this second half better if you're the Mustangs.
And now you're in prime position to run it down their throats.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of this. You force them into a passing position where Owensville's made it clear they don't want to throw this football. And when they did, they called upon, as you said, their best athlete out there. And Jalen Beckman delivered. That's 2 plays in the same drive by Beckman.
Throw. He just made a crazy play.
In the shotgun, Beanland, 2 receivers to his right. He's going to hand it off to Landon. He's got a hole up the middle. He goes to 20 or 35 and dives across the 30. Hard-nosed running.
Yeah, a quick hitting counter play right there, right? They just had their they faked it to the left, had the guard pull around, kick out the end, and then it's just fast up in there, a sprint as quick as you can. And Landon, he's really figuring out how to run the ball downhill hard.
That's Martin Metal first down, and you get the feeling it's like Eldon is leaning on them, and you can slowly start hearing the cracking in the Owensville defense. It's going to be another handoff. Beanland right back up the middle, and he runs into a mountain of Owensville defenders. They finally set him down, but he is going to have a nice gain on first down, at least 3. That's closer to that's going to be a 4-yard pickup on first down.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But here's what's going to happen pretty soon. That end is getting antsy on the backside for Owensville, trying to get into the play. Eventually, you're going to see Evan Beanland pull that out, walk into the end zone for a touchdown.
Absolutely. 2nd and 6 for the Mustangs. They are on the Owensville 25-yard line, trailing by 1 here in the American Sun Control 3rd quarter, but threatening. Receiver comes in motion. It's going to be a handoff right back up the gut for Beanland. That is physical running as he moves the pile forward to the red zone, the Crown Power Case IH red zone, and a Martin Metal first down for the Mustangs.
What a play, right? They're just running it up and down their throats right now, which is exactly what I said.
You did
to start the drive, but I didn't. To be fair, I didn't know what they were going to come out and do.
I am a huge offensive lineman fan.
Yeah,
I love Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, those boys. These Eldon Mustang O linemen are playing with a chip on their shoulder.
They're pretty talented.
Two receivers to the right. It's going to be another handoff. Beanland to the right. He bounces around his own man, gets across the 15, keeping the legs churning as he goes ahead. A late flag comes out.
I was not looking up. Where is it?
It was on the far side. It was very, very late, though. I mean, at the end of the play.
Late hit, maybe?
I don't know. They're going to talk it over. I couldn't see what it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I mean, I've loved the play calling on this drive. Like, they've ran these same 2 plays and said, we really don't care.
I got to tell you, it's weird for me. When I look on that little screen, I think, oh, no one's going to be able to see it. But then I look on this screen, I'm like, oh, it's not that bad.
No, I thought so far the view's been great. I mean, honestly. I wish the wind would die down a little bit up here.
Hey, it's not raining, so I'm not complaining.
That's true.
Right now, the ball at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, there's been a lot of confusion on the field so far. I'm not going to lie.
The officials still discussing. I don't really know what the issue is.
Me either. A hit below the waist.
Okay.
Legal hit below the waist. And I don't remember exactly chopping. Chopping.
I didn't know you could. Huh.
You can't go high-low. So you can't have someone go into the legs while someone else goes high. Not on the tackle. That they called that really late. That would be on a blocker.
Yeah. So basically a chop block. Then.
Yes. Well, it's the opposite of a chop block.
Opposite.
You can't have someone go in high while someone else clips the legs.
So that'll be a new set of downs. That's first and goal for the Mustangs at the 7-yard line, 6-yard line, one of those yard lines, 6-yard line. Eldon is 6 yards away from taking the lead to start this second half.
You know, and as much as I hate to say it, like, Landon, you've done great, but now it's time for Evan Beelan to go do his thing on the goal line.
You've been calling it all drive. All he's got to do is keep one of these, tuck it and run. We saw him pull off that spin move earlier and dive into the end zone. Oh, now they are going to say the 7. See, I say the 6, and the scoreboard operator heard me and said, no, it's 7.
Yeah, he just wanted to make sure you knew what you're doing, right?
I guess so. Well, we got a lot of discussion still going on here.
He's got to pick up his flag, and I think the Eldon coach just reminded him of it. Hey, it's Friday for everyone. Right?
Absolutely, it is.
They call it No Feel Friday for a reason.
All right, first and goal from the 7 for the Mustangs. Beanland in the shotgun. Receiver comes in motion. He's going to keep it. Runs right up the gut. Calls his own number. Touchdown, Mustangs.
Give it to your best athlete. That's what I've been saying all night, and you know, Beckman might be one of them, but Beanland's right up there with him, right? He's not afraid to get his nose in there, even though he's the quarterback, and do the dirty work, and that's exactly what he does there. Puts his head down and goes and gets a touchdown.
He was untouched.
Yeah.
The defense sold on Landon. The O-line created a hole, and Evan did the rest, and now Devin Hardy, kicker extraordinaire, comes out to extend this lead to 6. It's a good snap, good place. Kick is up.
It's good.
Oh, yeah. Devin Hardy, unfazed. Extra point up and good. The Mustangs take the lead 14-8 with 8:47 to go here in the American Sun Control third quarter. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Holly Lift Boat Lifts. You've got your home at the lake and you found the perfect boat. Now to just make sure the boat bottom stays clean and up out of the water. Holly Lift Boat Lifts. We've been the lake's choice for reliable boat lifts for over 40 years, and we offer a lifetime warranty on our tanks. We don't just build boat lifts, we build Holly Lifts.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build Holly Lifts.
We're back here in the American Sun Control third quarter. The Mustangs, I don't know that you could have scripted a better start to the second half. You're going to come out. You're going to get an interception on defense. You're going to march down the field, and you're going to score a touchdown and get the extra point.
Just shows how important it is to get a team that likes to run the football. Again, both teams like to run the football. Get them off schedule in their drive. Get them in the second and long, the third and long situations. Make them put the ball in the air. Eldon's a little bit more comfortable in doing so. Owensville, not at all. And, I mean, you throw it into double coverage, and then all of a sudden you got all the momentum. Your offensive line are coming out all hype, all excited. They're shoving people around, and get a lead here, 14-8.
Blair Oaks leads Osage 35-0, and an update out of Versailles. It's 20-6 there in the third. On the return, picked up crossing the 40-45, and that's where he'll be thrown out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. That return had dangerous written all over it.
I don't know if you noticed, the ball came out there at the end of that return. So still a positive if you're Eldon, right? You're still playing hard, trying to find any way to get the ball out. Good return, though. Good job to hold him up on it. I think it's interesting to see what Owensville does here. They have not had any success running the ball in between the tackle box. All their success has kind of been on the mid-zone look where they're pulling their guard in their center. They didn't run it a single time last drive. We'll see what
Honestly,
they do.
Owensville hasn't had a ton of success running the football since their first drive.
No. They'll get a few plays, but then they back themselves behind the sticks and they put themselves in passing situations that they don't want to be in.
So a tight formation, just one receiver out. They go heavy to the right side. One receiver split out to each side. Now that's two to the right. And back to pass on first down is Owensville. Quarterback going to have to scramble out of the pocket. He throws on the run. He's got a man at the 46, pushing forward to the 45, fighting for extra yardage. He's ridden out of bounds, and it'll be close to the first down. They're going to mark him just short. But the first successful passing play we've seen out of the Dutchman.
Yeah, I'm extremely shocked to see them pass on first down there, but hey, it worked, and now maybe it'll open up their run game a little bit more.
Well, if you're Owensville, it's kind of the opposite of what we said about Eldon. For Eldon was, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And for Owensville there, it was, man, if it's not working, maybe try something different.
Right, it hadn't been, and now I think you look to see them run the ball to the right side here, try to set an edge.
2nd and 1 for the Dutchman. Two receivers split out to the left in the shotgun. It's going to be handoff to Bailey as he runs right up the gut, and he's got daylight. Big gainer for Bailey all the way down to the 22-yard line of the Mustangs. So don't look now, but Owensville has found a little something.
Yeah, well, the linebackers and the D tackled there both followed the center and the guard that were pulling to try to get to the outside edge. Running back identified that and immediately hit the hole. It was not supposed to be hit up the middle, but sometimes you can gash for a big play when that happens.
So new set of downs, Owensville down to the 23 of the Mustangs. First down for the Dutchman. Two receivers split out to the left in the shotgun. Fake the bubble. Instead, it's going to be handoff right up the gut, but the Mustangs were ready for it and hold him to a short gain of just 2.
This is what's important. That bend, don't break mentality.
Yeah.
Eventually, high school football is not a game of who beats the other team. It's who messes up the least, right?
Yep.
That's kind of how it feels. And so I really do feel like if they can just bend but not break, wait for them to maybe get a penalty, something like that, get behind the chains, and then all of a sudden you take advantage of it.
2nd and 7 for the Dutchman. So they've just hit the red zone, the 20-yard line of the Mustangs. Two receivers out to the left. Bailey to the left of the quarterback. And it's a bobbled snap. Bailey able to pick it up, and then the Eldon Mustangs just devour him. It's going to be a 1-yard loss at least. And honestly, Owensville lucky just to maintain possession.
And so there it is, right? You say just wait for them to make their own mistake. And that's it right there. Now it's 3rd and 8 rather than 3rd and 3.
That is the beauty of Eldon running hard-nosed football and practicing this way is I don't think you're going to scare them away from their game plan. No, they know what they want to do.
I think it's interesting to see where they go here. Definitely 4-down territory. I think you just try to pick up 3 or 4 here.
Two receivers out to the left in the shotgun. Bailey to the left of the quarterback. Fake the handoff. It's a quick pass out to the flat that finds nothing.
The bubble screen is something that we've seen really become more prevalent in today's game because it's a way to run the triple option without actually running the old school triple option. But it's a tough pass for a high school quarterback to make. I've got small hands, and I really struggled in the quick game because you're expecting to catch the snap, get rid of it immediately. A lot of times can't get a grip on it. It's a tough pass for a high school quarterback on one that seems like it should be an easy pass. You're still looking to throw the ball 20 yards, It's just laterally.
I'm also thinking, if I'm Eldon right now, do I consider selling out and sitting in the house? This quarterback has struggled a little bit under pressure. They're going to split two receivers out to the left, one to the right in the shotgun, looking to throw. He's looking to his left, immediately under pressure from the Mustangs. Trying to turn the corner, loses the football, and he recovers it, but it doesn't matter.
He had a first down.
Absolutely had a first down, but I think he was still concerned on, do I throw? Do I take this? What do I do? And in the process, that's at the end of the day,
they drew it up.
Wise man once told me they don't put pictures on scoreboards. So.
No. Hey, in the scorebook and whatever you want to call it, it goes down as a 4th down stop for Eldon. It looks like someone rocked the quarterback.
Absolutely. Mustangs are going to say, hey, we fought tooth and nail to get him on 4th down. So turnover on downs. Eldon takes back over the football at their own 26-yard line. Mustang offense looked great last time out. We'll see what they do here. Two receivers out to the left. for Beanland. He takes a snap, hands it off to Landon. Landon running to the left side. A hole there, goes back up the gut, crosses the 30, ahead to the 33-yard line. That's going to be an 11-yard gainer on first down.
Yeah, they found something with this counter run play. I mean, it kind of makes sense because last week they didn't run the counter a lot. They didn't run really any counter in the first quarter. So now you're messing with the defensive guys. Their keys are telling them one thing, and then you're doing another thing.
Did the right guard pull there?
Yes.
That's beautiful. When you get guards at this level that can pull and pull well, it can make the difference in a game.
Both teams have a lot of athletes on the offensive line, even though they are kind of bigger in size. And
this is for a water break.
This is my biggest pet peeve. Why are we calling water breaks in the middle of a drive? Like, call it at the end of the play. I know it's supposed to be at 6 minutes every single time.
I know, but that's all right.
I'm going on my soapbox.
I get it. We're going to take the timeout as well with 6 minutes to go in the American Sun Control third quarter. Eldon has taken the lead 14-8 with the ball and driving. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Veracruz Mexican Restaurant invites you to join them for a casual lunch or a nice family dinner out with delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine. Veracruz has a great selection of burritos, tacos, seafood, enchiladas, salads, and more, all prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Grab dinner tonight from one of their 3 locations: Veracruz on South Highway 5 in Versailles, Veracruz Jr. on Highway 52 in Stover, or on Highway 65 in Lincoln. Veracruz Mexican Restaurant, a proud sponsor of local athletes.
Back here, the third quarter, American Sun Control third quarter play. The Mustangs have figured some things out on offense, and it's pretty simple. They've realized, hey, if we give the ball to Landon Beanland and tell him to go that way, he's very good at it.
That's the truth, man. He can run it.
And they're going to give it right back to Landon. He finds a hole in the middle, and he's got some green grass. He dropped his head expecting a hit that he didn't even have to take and rolled forward all the way to the 46-yard line of the Dutchman. That's some rumbling, stumbling football right there for a Martin Metal first down.
Hey, man, water break, whatever you want to call, you're not stopping Beanland, right? You might delay the inevitable, but right now, that dude is running with a chip on his shoulder.
Man, he took that water break to put a little more fuel in the tank.
Well, I think he's just mad that I don't know if that's his brother, his cousin, whatever it is. He took both of his touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
I think he's probably mad.
And it's going to be another gift to him, and he is wrapped around the hip, doesn't care, sheds the tackler, forces himself forward to the 40. That should have been a 2-yard loss. Instead, it's a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, I want to, just remind people that, like, you're not supposed to be able to run like that. You're not supposed to be able to shake 2 tackles and then run over 3 people.
A reminder, Ryan, we're going to have to start looking for a play of the game eventually. I'm thinking back, and there's a lot of options here. I've got an MVP in mind at the moment.
I do too.
This will be intriguing to see how this goes the rest of the way. 5 minutes to play in this third quarter. The Mustangs driving. It's 2nd and 3. It's going to be a handoff to who else but Landon. He goes right up the gut, crosses the 35, ahead to the 34. I joked about the Dutchman giving Bailey 30 carries tonight. Landon's like, give me 35. I don't care.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I mean,
yeah, that's a Martin Metal first down as he moves the chains again, to the 34-yard line.
He doesn't care if it's counter, outside, inside, whatever it is. He just knows he's going to stick his nose in there and run the football.
He heard the Niners were going to need a running back, and he's like, I got to show off, boys.
Looks like McCaffrey.
It really does. And instead, it's going to be a keeper. Evan going to call his own number. He sheds a tackle, splits 2 more, and manages to dive forward close to the 30-yard line.
I'm a big proponent of mixing those in every once in a while. I mean, you don't want your quarterback to take too many hits, but when he's as good as he is at just finding holes, he doesn't even run that hard. He just finds the hole and then hits it.
I also think at this level, it's a little different. You don't worry about your quarterback taking hits at the high school level just because in this case, your quarterback's bigger than your running back.
That is true.
So a nice little 3-yard gain on first down on what looked like a loss right away, but instead, 2nd and 7 now from the 30-yard line. Beanland, he bobbles the snap, picks it up, spins between 2 tackles, and able to dive back to the line of scrimmage. So that could have been catastrophe right there, but instead he was able to compose himself, pick the ball up, and at least get back to that line of scrimmage and make it 3rd and 7.
Yeah, now it's time to see what you're worth or what you're made of, right? First time getting behind schedule here in the second half. First time you're really facing any adversity on the offensive or the defensive end. Now, what are you going to do here?
Mustangs, I can tell you what they're going to do. They're going to go trips left.
Would be a bad time for the jet sweep to finally be a handoff, but I think they're looking for something else here.
Trips left. Beanland in the shotgun landed to his right. Beanland, he's going to throw it out to the flat right away, and we have seen that pass be hard for both teams as it is going to be dropped. And it's one of those that if that pass is made, I think Beckman had a chance. He had blockers out front.
Beckman was scoring a touchdown there. I wholeheartedly believe that.
So now is an interesting point. I mean, you're not going to punt, obviously.
I guess they could, but I wouldn't. Again, I like the hard count here. I like rolling out Beckman. I think that it makes making those throws in the flats a little easier, driving those balls in a lot easier. They're in the same formation they just were in.
I mean, you've got one safety high. Otherwise, the corner's playing about 4 yards out. And Beanland going to drop back. He looks that way. He's going to uncork one down the sideline.
Wow.
And it's going to be hauled in. Devin Hardy, welcome to the end zone, young man. Touchdown, Mustangs.
He deserved a touchdown, man. He's been doing the dirty work. Here's what they did. They said, that play we ran before, we didn't care that we dropped it because it was just a setup. We're going to run the same thing, except instead of having Devin Hardy block, he's going to fake his block and run right to the end zone. It was a race to the end zone with the safety. Good ball, touchdown.
And a huge shout-out to Evan. The play before, same formation. When he came out, he immediately looked out at the bubble screen. So the corners took 2 steps forward. And as soon as they did, he went, oh, you gave Devin 2 steps. Yeah. Nah, I'm taking this shot. Now Devin, he's going to try to add the extra point to his own touchdown. Kick is up. It's a wobbler, and it's no good.
That's tough, man. His heart is probably going crazy.
Yeah, poor guy. You know, his legs were worn out. He just had to run around a secondary and score. So I don't blame him on that. I've never seen Justin Tucker catch a touchdown. All right, it's fine.
That's the truth.
3:12 to go in the American Sun Control third quarter. The Mustangs extend their lead 20-8 over Owensville. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
PenMax Staffing has immediate job openings with long-term potential. They have excellent opportunities in Eldon, Versailles, Jefferson City, California, and the entire Lake area. Apply online at penmac.com or call 573-392-8383 to set up an appointment for an interview. That's penmac.com or 573-392-8383 to apply. PenMac provides free help finding a job. Apply today and go to work right away. Your one application will help you find multiple possibilities.
A racing legend and spokesperson for Como Connect, Chip Thunder here. I tried to use artificial intelligence to write an advertisement for me, and well, yeah, I done fell in love with me.
I love you, Chip Thunder.
See what I mean? I just wanted to write an ad telling people to go to ComoConnect.com and sign up and get award-winning ultra-fast internet, and this done happened.
You're doing great, Chip Thunder.
Well, that's just creepy. If you want internet that you'll love, but not in a weird way, go to ComoConnect.com.
Whoa, Chip Thunder.
Eldon has flipped a switch in this game, and it has been all Mustangs here in the second half as the ensuing kickoff is going to be a wobbler right down the middle. It hits the special teams player, and he just decides to fall on it at the 38-yard line, which honestly probably a smart decision.
Yeah, probably your best bet. You want to hold on to the football here after back-to-back drives where they've basically turned it over.
So we talked during the break. This is huge right now for Owensville because if the Mustangs get a stop here, the amount of time it has taken Owensville to move this ball, and with the ball control and dominance the Mustangs have shown in the second half, this drive very well could decide if this game's
I think
done.
This is the drive that makes or breaks it for Owensville. It doesn't put them back into the game, but it gives them at least a chance if they score here.
In a shotgun, it's going to be a quarterback keeper right up the gut. The problem is there's a lot of beef standing in the way.
I want to know what the talk was at halftime for Eldon. Their defense just came out with just this different sense of energy.
Coach was like, if they hit 10 points, you're running all next
Seriously,
practice.
that must have been what it was.
Because somehow that quarterback for Owensville just ran into a pile of 12 Mustangs and only 11 guys are allowed on the field.
Right.
So they're going to give him a 2-yard gain, and I think that's
generous.
That's very, very kind. So it'll be 2nd and 8 for Owensville from their own 41-yard line. 2:30 to play in the American Sun Control third quarter. The Mustangs with a 12-point lead in the shotgun. Handoff to Bailey, running to the left side. He finds a seam, tries to get to the outside. Good tackle going to be made by the Mustangs finally, just as he hits midfield. That will move the chains for the Dutchman.
You never want to give up yards, but you're at a stage in the game where if you can just contain that to where, okay, they got the first down, but they didn't bust it for the touchdown, then you're content with it, right? It's a clock game.
We have seen this so many times, once again, at the college and pro level. It's been don't break. Because, frankly, once you get to that next level, they no longer care about your stats. Oh, you picked up 100 rushing yards in the last quarter and a half. That's great. You didn't win. So 2 minutes to go. Owensville at midfield with the ball. 2 receivers out to the right, still in that heavy formation. Shotgun snap, handoff Bailey, trying to follow the left guard. The problem is there were 4 Mustangs waiting where the left guard should be, and they hit him at the line of scrimmage.
They keep they keep having this RPO look. It's not an RPO, I can tell, but every single time the receivers run a bubble or a like just a stop route, and then they have someone go out and block for them. I'm wondering at what point they choose to throw it out, because Eldon is just committing to this run, and like they could easily get a pass out on the edge, but so far they haven't been willing to do that. Granted, they haven't really connected on anything.
I think Eldon has a distinct advantage over a lot of teams in the district. As I think about it, you may meet teams that have more skill players and things of that nature, but if you can control the tempo, you can dictate the defensive line, and you have the ability to throw and run the ball on offense effectively both ways, it's hard to beat a team like that.
It really is.
Motion for Owensville. They go heavy on the left side in the shotgun. Handoff once again, Bailey trying to go right up the gut, and he'll pick up 2, maybe 3 ahead to the 46-yard line. But as Ryan touched on earlier, this is going to become a time game. We're under a minute to play in the third quarter, and Owensville not moving very quickly.
Oh, now you got a 3rd and 8 if you're them. I mean, the thing is, this Eldon defensive line has really been who has turned it up in the second half. They're just washing out the offensive line and creating big piles.
I'm going to say O-line and D-line.
Yes,
they have won the trenches. And the thing with Eldon, once again, that secondary, it's a track team. What, you think you're not taking the top off?
Yeah, let's see what they do here. It's got to be a throwing down.
You would think in this situation,
but I don't know you want to.
2 receivers out to the left in the shotgun. They are going to throw. Looking to the left, immediate pressure, and he is swallowed up. The Eldon defense, not 1, not 2, but 3 players converge on the sack. 21 with the sack. Give me that name. Who we got for 20? I think that actually is
that is Bryce Brinson.
Brinson, yeah. He's also the receiver and running back on the offensive end.
Yes. I mean,
Brinson's the one that's always in motion on that jet sweep. So turns out he gets it done on defense too. Brinson gets home as they send the corner on the blitz, and he finds his mark. It's going to be 4th and 15 for the Dutchman when we come back to start the fourth quarter. Eldon leads 20-8. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Take your softball and baseball skills to the next level. The Shed is Eldon's own indoor hitting facility that features 2 full cages with screens, tees, and pitching lanes. You'll love their top-of-the-line pitching machine that throws a variety of speeds with precise locations to perfect your swing. The Shed also has a workout facility. You can add it to your cage rental or just purchase as a regular membership. Open Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 8, and Saturday and Sunday from noon to 8. Look for the big white building across from Gerb's in Eldon. Book times now on Facebook at The Shed LLC. See you at The Shed.
Divine and the Land Pro team will provide you with excellent service and more than 25 years of combined knowledge of the local real estate market. Looking to buy or sell land or farms in Miller, Morgan, or Camden County? Call Chuck Yo, the Land Pro, at 573-280-4452. Victoria Divine makes finding your next home enjoyable, utilizing the latest technology to bring buyers and sellers together. Buying a home is a big decision. Trust Victoria Divine to handle all the details for you. Divine and Associates, powered by eXp Realty, located across from Wood Supermarket in Eldon.
We step into the fourth quarter, specifically the Jason Blankenship CPA fourth quarter. The Mustangs have a 12-point lead, and they have the Dutchmen facing 4th and 15 from their own 45.
And there you are.
You don't have a choice right here. If you give the ball back to Eldon, you might not see it with more than 6 minutes left on the clock. In the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right for Owensville. Looking to throw. Quarterback going to be flushed out to his right. Flips it downfield, and a great play.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh, my.
That is insane. Respectfully.
Beckman got up to tip that away. I don't know what the PI call is. He turned around. He played the ball.
That's an emotional call. That's not a I saw a pass interference call.
I was going to say, it looked to me like Beckman just leaped and swatted. And my rule of thumb was always, if you have eyes on the quarterback and you're making a play on the ball, I mean, the corner has equal rights to that football as the wide receiver.
I really don't want to be that guy. That's just not pass interference. And that's going to be a first down.
And you see Coach out there right now. Coach Griffin is going, what did he do? Tell me what he did.
Man.
No, I'm with you on that one. I think this drive probably should be done right now. But nonetheless, Owensville does stay alive as that penalty will
move the chains.
Yeah, it's an automatic first down on the pass interference call. I do believe that's just a 10-yard penalty, though, isn't it?
Well, they just moved it up 15, so.
Oh, well, that's a 15-yard penalty, like I said. So
I thought it was only a 10-yard penalty as well, but they moved it 15.
Yeah, I'm confused. I really thought it was a 10 in high school, but tight formation for the Dutchman. In the shotgun once again, receiver comes in motion and fumbles the jet sweep. able to jump on it, though. We have seen that a couple times. Not very clean handoffs as the receiver does appear to be a little shaken up.
You know, if I know high school football kids, I have a feeling they're over on the sideline right now saying ball does not lie, because we do have an injury on the field.
Yeah, never want to see that. But player a little shaken up right now, so I don't know. I'm just kind of running the camera around. I don't usually do this. Britt, I miss you. Come back soon. Haven't been harassed by anybody tonight.
Yeah, it's been weird. It's been very peaceful tonight. You know?
It really has.
But it's almost not a good thing.
I will say, though, Britt, of course, plays volleyball for Versailles. They have been very, very good this year. Yeah, they have some very talented athletes on that squad. Oh, I do believe I just got another update out of Versailles. Let's see what's going on.
Hopefully
there.
a good one.
20-8, the Tigers still lead in that one. I thought it was 20-6, but I guess it was 20-8. So
maybe they got safety.
Very well could be, but the Tigers trying to close that one out and get their first win of the season and go 1-0 in conference play. So, you know, if you're Versailles, that's a solid conference, but there's no reason you can't go contend for a conference title.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be happy to do that.
Your first year in the Ozark Highlands Conference, you won the conference in basketball. If you could go win it in football, you feel pretty good.
They dominated the conference in basketball last year.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams are going to have a bad taste in their mouth. On second down, it's going to be a handoff trying to run to the left, but a good job going low by the Mustang defense, just cutting the legs out.
I just love Eldon's, their secondary's ability to tackle. You just don't see that too often.
That was number 8 for the Mustangs on the tackle. Good job just shooting the thighs of the running back, Bailey.
I did not realize it was third down. I don't know why I thought it was second down.
It's felt like it's always been third down in this game. It's
it has
weird.
been. It really has been.
But that Mustang defense, you gave them a new set of downs. It's 3rd and 9. And we're down to 11 minutes to go in this one. 2 receivers to left. Owensville in that tight formation. And they're going to hand it off. Bailey trying to go upfield, but there is nothing there. I mean,
you got another money down here. Really want to get off the field here. I'd say getting off the field with less than 10 minutes to go would put this game on ice figuratively.
I mean,
not
barring a major event, it would give you an opportunity to put the game on ice. At
Yes,
least.
no doubt. You know, you get 1 or 2 first downs, start running it up, up and down the field.
So it's 4th and 8 here for Eldon. A reminder, we'll be back in action next Friday. I believe I'm making the trip to El Dorado Springs. Going the opposite direction a long ways.
Yeah,
so
I feel like you've been all over the place here.
I got to find the guy that made this schedule and slap him. Hi, it's me. I made the schedule. It's a Lloyd Belt Automotive timeout on the field taken by the Dutchman. We'll go ahead and hold it here. I don't want to say this is the game, but this could be the game. 4th and 8.
I think the last 4th down was probably the game, and so that would definitely make this 4th down the game. I mean, it's just
Eldon over there saying, how many 4th downs do we have to stop these guys?
Seriously, right? So you're hoping that you can get off the field on this one. I mean, your secondary is going to play sound. Obviously, you're not trying to bite on any run plays. So you're not worried about anything like that. I think they're in a very favorable position here, right? Which is good.
Yeah, if you're the Mustangs, you're expecting pass. Do you send a little extra heat like they did before?
I wouldn't mind sending 5, maybe 6, but you got to contain the quarterback. He hadn't really ran out, but the one time that he did was on the previous drive's 4th down, and he had a first down, if not a touchdown, had he not dropped the ball. So even if you send pressure, you want to make sure that you contain the pocket and keep him in it.
Then you know what? Maybe you don't in this situation. Your secondary has played so well, and your
I
guys
think you
up front
trust
are
your secondary enough to dial up pressure. You know they're going to be able to guard.
4th and 8 for Owensville from the 38-yard line of the Mustangs. Mustangs 12-point lead, 10:23 to go, and the shotgun is Owensville. Receiver going to flex out to the right side. Owensville's quarterback drops back. It's a screen pass caught at the 42. Mustangs see it. He shakes 1 tackle. 2 more Mustangs arrive. He's bear hugged. He's held up. He's stopped at the 37-yard line of the Mustangs. A little trickery by Owensville. Eldon stayed true, and they get the stop.
And this Eldon's defense is too good at tackling to run screenplay right there, right? To have a screenplay successfully work in that situation, you need 1-2 mixed tackles. They haven't had 1 or 2 missed tackles most of the night.
I love that the first tackler for Eldon got there, and he knew he couldn't bring him down. He just bear hugged him and got low and said, I'm going to wait a second until my boys show up, and they'll help me.
It's about doing, your responsibility, your 111th, and I think that Eldon has really signified that tonight. It's been a good team performance.
So I think we're about to see a healthy dose of Landon Beanland. He gets it on first down, runs to the left side, follows the guard, takes the contact 40, and is going to be dragged down at the 41. But still a 3-yard pickup on first down. If your worst run of the drive is 3 yards, you're pretty content.
Well, and if they're keyed up for the run, which you know they are in this situation, then 3 yards is pretty good. And clock stop here.
I don't know what the confusion is this time.
Oh, someone's hurt. For Eldon.
Really?
Or at least
okay, yeah.
off the field.
Being helped off the field. I
believe is that the running back?
It could be. You would hate to see that.
No, as an offensive lineman.
Well, you hate to see that too. I mean, I hate to see anybody hurt, obviously.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't matter who it is.
But this O-line has been absolutely dominant, especially in the second half. So it was nice to see him walk off the field under his own power, though.
Right. And maybe I was mistaken, but I do think I saw a different running back check into the game.
Well, that could be. It's to the point where
it's still. Yeah, I lied to you, man. I'm not telling the truth right here.
You know, with these Eldon numbers,
it's impossible.
Cool looking jerseys, but still, it's going to be a handoff. I believe that's Landon Beanland. The way he's running, I know that it's Landon Beanland because he saw a first down and he went and got it. Never mind. I was lying. That is Brisbane.
I could tell that it was a little bit different of a runner. And I do think it might have been Landon Beanland that went down on the last play. Obviously, fine to get off the field on his own, but you never want to see that. But what you do want to see is someone to take their opportunity and seize it, and that's Brisbane coming in and run the football.
And we have seen Brisbane have big plays on the defensive end also, so it's nice to see him getting his touches on the offensive side too. And it's going to be a handoff, little cut move at the line, but the defense was there and waiting, hitting the backfield. Going to be a 1-yard loss on first down, 2nd and 10 coming, 2nd and 11 for the Mustangs with 9 to go.
Brisbane definitely more of a speed back. You can tell, he got up to the line there and tried to make a move. Some of the other guys on Eldon might have tucked their head in there and tried to run someone over, but you don't always have to do that, right? Sometimes it's nice to have a guy that had got a little bit more speed.
Father Time is your friend right now if you're the Mustangs.
Yeah, no doubt.
2nd and 11. So, yeah, you're behind the sticks, but the Eldon Mustangs have been able to pick up some big gainers here in this one.
I don't think you're too worried about it.
Eldon on their own 48. They go trips right this time. And it's going to be a throw out to the flat, and there was no communication there as the pass wound up behind the receiver looking for Beckman, and I think it was just a miscommunication and mistiming.
Right.
How brutal's that one?
Ooh, 42-0. It's been 42-0 since 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yes.
Yeah. My brother's in, so he's getting some garbage minutes, which is good. He doesn't play a whole lot.
Hey, at that level, garbage minutes are still minutes.
Hey, I mean, dude, he's got #1 offensive tackle in the country playing next to him. So,
really?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Dude's a
I think I'd just run behind him.
Seriously, 3rd down. Let's see what they do.
3rd and 11 for the Mustangs. Under 9 minutes to go in this one. Trips left now. Back to throw is Beanland. He's got pressure. He gets it over to the left side. A quick shake move. Trying to pick up more, but a good job rallying by Owensville. Beckman just could not get free, so that's going to bring up 4th down. Eldon going to have to punt this ball. But the biggest thing is you just ran more and more time off the clock. By the time Owensville touches this thing again, there's going to be under 8 minutes to play in a 12-point lead for Eldon.
You're going to get a good punt. You're probably not a returnable punt. But I will say, I think I would have liked to see them run the ball on 2nd down. I know that you were trying to do something a little different, but you could have burned another minute off the clock, right? But either way, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal.
So Beckman lines up right beside of Evan Beanland. Beanland always lines up like he's in the shotgun and is going to actually run the play, and then at the last minute starts stepping it back.
So he's got to get someone one of these days.
That's where he receives the snap. A nice punt down the field. It hits at the 20, takes a roll to the 15, out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. So, I mean, position game-wise, you can't ask for much more than that.
That is perfect.
You've asked a run-first team to go 84 yards to score, and it's a 2-possession game.
Yeah, I was going to say they need to get the ball back, score again. Yeah, it's tough.
Not to mention, Beanland did a great job of watching that play clock and making sure that he ate up as much of it as possible because of that. 7:48 to go in the Jason Blankenship.
Not 7:03. Don't look at the scoreboard.
Hey, man, I can't see it. I would have told you anyways.
We're getting there,
Jason Blankenship CPA 4th quarter is underway. 2 receivers out to the left. We'll see if Owensville gets more pass heavy. They go to the right side on the screen pass. The receiver, good cut move to avoid the first tackle, but Eldon able to bring him down after a minimal gain, maybe a yard 2 at most.
These are your least favorite teams to play if you're an offensive skill position player. You make one man miss, you're like, oh, maybe I got green grass. No, you got 3 more white jerseys standing in front of you, ready to take your head off. I mean, that's just you can't teach that kind of effort.
No, it's beautiful. The physicality and the I'm trying to think of the word here, not dedication, but they don't fall for much.
Yeah, no.
And it's going to be a handoff. A little surprised they're keeping it on the ground here as running it right up the gut. Short gain for the Dutchman. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 4.
And this is no knock on any Eldon, anything they did last week, but this is the effort we kind of saw Versailles play with. And
Yes.
I think that there is not an emoji on the scoreboard right now, I promise. I don't know what happened. But anyways, I think that maybe they got challenged throughout the week. Like, hey, you saw what it's like to really, play with a lot of dedication, and they really were up to the task this week.
Oh, and it's a bad snap again. Quarterback has to go back to get it. By the time he catches it, 3 Mustangs are waiting for him. The ball came loose again. But what a job. A whole corral of people back there. And I noticed that one of those people walking off is who else but 21 again. He has lived in the backfield.
Yeah, he is. I mean, what a day, right?
This Eldon defense is on one right now.
They've played well all season. And I think that the story last week was that they held there at the last second. They did a good job, all that stuff, but they still let them go 80 whatever yards to score that potential game-winning drive, right? This week, there's none of that. Like, they're not giving any room to breathe.
The water break strikes again, and it strikes.
Are you kidding? The fourth quarter?
16.
You gotta be kidding me.
We'll take our water break as well. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Heart attacks don't follow a 9-to-5 schedule. And neither do we. At Lake Regional, a full heart attack response team is on call day and night. It's a demanding job. But then again, we never mind being woken up by our neighbors. Lake Regional Health System. Our commitment runs deep.
It's the Jason Blankenship 4th quarter of play, and the Mustangs are trying to hem this one up. I mean, they may have already done enough, but they're trying to secure this win. It is 4th and 16. The Dutchmen have their... Really?
Yeah. Well, they got out of the hot chocolate break because it's cold out. Now they're deciding to punt the football.
I'm confused. There's only 6 minutes left, and okay, they are actually punting this. I'm very, very confused.
Fantastic punt.
It was. It takes a hop at the 50 and a Mustang roll back to the 46-yard line of the Dutchman. I'm a little shocked you punt there. Like, I know where you're at.
Yeah, that's almost conceding.
I was going to say, you're down 12, and Eldon has ran the football like, prime LaDainian Tomlinson.
I guess... I mean, you have 9 minutes, right?
No, you have 5 minutes.
I mean, you have 5 minutes, not 9 minutes. Sorry, I was looking at something else. But you got 5 minutes and you got 3 timeouts. Maybe that's the thought process. Now, you got to look at this.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, you got 5 minutes.
Oh, hey, look who's back out there. I believe that's Landon Beanland back out there.
I think that's not what Owensville wanted to see in the backfield.
Beanland's 29, right?
Yeah.
Well, he takes this carry and right on cue sheds one tackler and fights his way up for a 4-yard gain.
No, that's Brisbane.
That's Brisbane?
Yes.
Oh, wait, who's 21?
21 is Berenzen.
Is what?
Berenzen?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I apologize, Berenzen. I've been calling you Brisbane all night because I thought 21 and 29 were the same player. My apologies.
Hey, man, it happens to the best of us. The gold numbers this far away are throwing us off.
A struggle. Nonetheless, I know one thing. The Mustang defense has been great, and Brisbane is doing a great Beanland impersonation, who's doing a Beanland impersonation on top of that of Andrew. You got another Beanland out there. There's a lot of Beanland, Brisbanes, and Brinsdens going on here.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of names get lost in that chaos, right?
A handoff, and it's going nowhere, as it's going to be pushed into the backfield. Brisbane gets stood up at the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring about 3rd and 7, but the game clock under 5 minutes to play.
You don't care. After they punted right there, it's almost like it doesn't matter what you do offensively because there's just simply not enough time. The math doesn't add up.
No, the math does not math.
No, it doesn't. And usually that's talking about us up here, but right now it's the play on the field, right? The math just does not matter.
You know, Blair Oaks didn't do Osage as dirty as I thought. 42-0 is the final score in that one.
Could be worse.
It has been. I am not trying to poke fun at anybody, but I covered a game one time. I think Blair Oaks had 40-something in the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, no.
That was the game they scored in every possible way. I watched a defensive end from Blair Oaks take the handoff from a quarterback for the team we were covering. And the halfback just looked over like, you're not on our team.
Absurd.
It's going to be a handoff trying to get to the left side. A nice stiff arm. Can he get to the corner? Crosses at the 40, 35, finally pushed out of bounds at the 30. How did he turn that in to not only positive yardage, but a Martin Medal first down?
That's the kind of night it's been for Eldon, right? I mean, even when they had everything snuffed out, found a way to get it done.
How about Brisbane, man? You are the third string running back right now.
I feel like we were doing this same song and dance with Eldon last year with the running back position. It was like every guy they pulled out of their hat just knew how to run the football.
Well, you know, some schools, every kid walks up and they're like, I want to be a quarterback. I want to be the star tight end. Yeah, Eldon's got 87 kids like, we all want to play running back. Except Devin Hardy was like, I'd like to be the kicker. And they're like, Devin, you're really fast and athletic. Fine, I'll play wide receiver if you make me.
Swear.
New set of downs for the Mustangs, and I don't see this thing going anywhere but on the ground, and it is going to be a handoff. Brisbane finds a hole up the middle, dragging defenders with him as he takes it all the way to the 21-yard line, 9-yard gain, and we're just eating clock at this point.
This is the point where you start to see the belief go away on the other side, and it's just something that happens. I mean, you're at every level of football. You know, you've been getting hit, knocked around a little bit. Eldon's been the more physical team. They definitely set that tone coming out of the locker room in the second half, and they've just ran with it here. And now you're in a situation where this first down will pretty much end the game. I mean, not that it's not already on ice.
Yeah, first drive of the game, the Dutchmen walked away with 8 points. Since then, they have been held to
0. Yeah, what a job
0.
by the defense. Yeah. I mean, 3 shutout quarters, pretty much 4 other than the first drive.
Yeah, I mean, I would say 3.5 shutout. It's been beautiful. 2nd and 2. Why not go back to Brisbane? He is wrestled down this time by the DNs, outside linebackers of the Dutchmen.
I think that might have been a face mask.
Probably was, but I'm pretty certain at this point in the game, the refs are like, these yellows can stay in our pockets.
Yeah, no joke. This is the time in the game where if the clock would be running, then you'd see a few more because they don't got to run up down the field when they call a penalty. But since it's not, you know.
Mustangs going to take their time in the huddle. They huddle up, and they're like, hey, guys, you want to throw it? And then they all start laughing when they look at each other.
Hey, this is the point in Madden where I'd be pushing the ball down the field to get one more touchdown.
You'd be running verts right now.
I'd be running verts the whole game.
3rd and 4 for Eldon. Staying on the ground, the carry up the gut, taking on the pile at the 21, but gang tackling by Owensville is going to stand up Brisbane after a short gain.
Let Hardy kick the field goal.
I want to see it. Yeah, Devin Hardy. Bring him out right now.
That'd be about
what would that be? Oh, about a 15 on the. That'd be about a 36-yard field goal.
Hey, if the Cowboys can run a kicker out for a 71-yard field goal attempt, then Eldon can do it on the 37-yard.
Honestly, I think Devin can make it from 37. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too.
Instead, 4th and 2. Eldon's not going to punt this. Let's be real. I'd just go with your heaviest formation and go right at him. Actually, maybe even run a quarterback keeper and let him.
This is the time to give it to your quarterback. But the only thing is, and I know it's the high school level, but you don't want to put your quarterback in that position and get him hurt in the 4th quarter when the game's already over, you know. But I don't think they care. I think that is.
No, I am with you on that because, like,
it's not extra point and 2. It's 4th and 2.
That's
all right. Sorry,
extra point and 2.
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
Listen, we got to kick field goal and pick up 2 yards.
The clock's running in the timeout huddle. They will figure it out.
Dude, I'm just happy we're on there. When we started setting this up, we are on the roof of the press box here, which, by the way, thanks to Owensville. They've been very hospitable, and I appreciate everything.
This is a nice stadium.
Beautiful facility. But it was raining when this started, and I called JT, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to have equipment tomorrow.
Yeah, and, I mean, to be honest with you, we're in the middle of nowhere. It just kind of spawned.
4th and 2. Snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Calls his own number, and he calls game as Beanland trots into the end zone. Touchdown number 3 on the night for the Mustangs. Beanland from 21 out with the house call.
I mean, what a play, right? That kid has been special all night. 3 rushing touchdowns, a passing touchdown. I mean, Landon's done a brunt of the work. He's probably sitting here like, hey, why does Evan get all the credit? But Evan has played just about the best game he can. Anytime you needed to go get 2 yards, Evan was your guy. Anytime you need to get a touchdown, throw a touchdown, he was your guy tonight.
I'm going to be completely honest, probably going to give that the play of the game simply because I got it on camera and actually kind of made a cool call. And a botched snap, throwing it. Oh, a chance at 2 here for the Mustangs, and it works.
Are you kidding me?
That play had no business getting in.
Listen, I'm not that old, but I've been around quite a bit of football. And every year you learn the fire, right? They fumble the snap, everyone yells fire, the holder runs out. Maybe once I've seen it work. And it's been one of those nights for Eldon.
My goodness, 28-8. The Mustangs have opened this thing up. That's wow.
What a special night, though, for Evan Beanland. I mean, the kid has played flawless, honestly.
Seriously, and for Evan, once again, you move into a tough position. It's a new coach coming in. You're also stepping in for a player who started at that position for 4 straight years. Hunter Hess was such a great athlete. And it's like, all right, all eyes are on you, son. What can you do? And turns out he's good at football.
He's been up to the task, man. And, I mean, it's not like he hasn't had experience being on the football field. I mean, he was a great linebacker last year, and I think he did get some touches. Running back, receiver, I don't know which one. But the thing is, quarterback's a whole different breed. I mean, you're managing the offense. You're a leader of men is kind of the way I'd put it. And I feel like in every aspect of the game, granted, we're looking from however many feet up, I feel like he's done a really good job. He doesn't get too high. He doesn't get too low. He kind of just goes about his business, and whenever they need to make a play, he's there to make it.
What I really love is this has been a group effort. Like, Evan Beanland has been fantastic, but Landon Beanland, prior to the injury, was the one moving him up and down the field. The offense,
Brisbane moves him up and down the field as well.
Brisbane has been outstanding. And then is it Brinson? I'm going to have to get that last name right. Has been a monster on the defensive end. The line, D-line and O-line, is dominating the trenches. I mean, this is as much of a group win as you can have, as the kick is going to be a little squibber. How does that stay in? How? It's going to have to be returned, and I mean, that is...
If he perfects that like is a whole nother aspect to the football game, right?
That's at the 8-yard line. If you're not watching this kick, it looked like a squib that was going to bounce out of bounds. Instead, it took a side spin back into play, and the return man you can see is watching and going, "Oh, I'm not going to touch it. We're going to get that penalty," and it just died right there in the field.
Right, and it wasn't even close. It's close enough to where you think it might go out of bounds, but it's not close enough to lay down and grab it like you can to make it out of bounds. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
like kid can do it all.
Devin Hardy.
Many tricks. Touchdown tonight, an extra point.
He does. He's been all over the place. So it's going to be heavy formation for the Dutchman. And quarterback keeper trying to run to the right. And the Mustangs meet him in the backfield. And he takes
a penalty? For what?
A hold? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the...
Unless they're saying that one guy had him by the legs and the other hit him high.
Well, theoretically, that did happen, but that's a penalty on blocks, not on the ball carrier, you know. So I don't know.
Well, we're going to have a discussion.
Call him something, man. Maybe it's the water break.
It could be.
Face mask.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that one is still illegal.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, that is frowned upon.
And, you know, as much as we might act like we do have a good view up here, we really don't. You know?
No, I'm looking through a camera lens zoomed in, and I didn't see that.
It's impressive.
This has been the most awkward game to call, not going to lie.
Hey, killed it, though.
Well, thanks, man. It's always fun working with you. You make it easy.
It's been good out here.
Oh, it's beautiful up here. We have the best seat in the house.
We really do. Weather's been good, too, so can't complain.
1st and 5, 1:54 to go in this game, and it's going to be another handoff right into the pile. Eldon giving up nothing.
Yeah, I think at this point you're content. Both teams are content with staying injury-free and just kind of ending this game.
Honestly. By the way,
not seeing these.
You've been listening to tonight's, or you are still listening. Sorry, I'm not wrapping it up yet. You're listening to tonight's broadcast on KTKS for Sales Eldon at the Lake of the Ozarks. 95.1 FM, also online, lakeradio.com, at MoSportsZone.com, and streaming on the new MoSportsZone app. I'm Colton Taylor. My man Ryan Retone with me. Mark Sidebottom back at the studio engineering tonight's contest. By our last update, the Tigers were up 20-8 in that one. Mustangs are up 28-8. Blair Oaks scored a lot of points. Camdenton beat Smith Cotton by a lot.
Hey, Tipton took one on the chin tonight, but I can guarantee you they got better.
Yeah. To be fair, Tipton played a very, very, very good Lamar team. And that pass nearly intercepted as it's thrown up into the secondary and nearly brought in by Beckman at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Tipton played a very tough game, but you schedule those kind of games to get better and gear up for the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, Lamar is not your average football team. Lamar, you can pencil them into the Final Four every year.
Yeah, right. They are that good.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
You don't trip and fall and win 7 state titles in a row. I forget how many years they went without even losing a game.
Yeah, it was pretty absurd because it was actually my cousin was the D coordinator on the team that beat them to end their streak. It was the longest streak in the country at the time.
Jeez.
At Cassville, he beat them.
So 3rd and 5, under a minute to play. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, little hole there, but then Eldon stuffs it before even getting to the first down marker. I mean, I just can't get over the night and day difference. That first drive, the Dutchmen moved the ball at will, and it's like something went off in this Eldon defense. They decided enough is enough.
Right. Yeah, it's been just they were physical. They ran with them. They played assignment sound. Like, there hadn't been a bad part of this game so far for the Eldon defense.
A good chance this could be the last play of the game as we're under 30 seconds to go. 20-point lead for the Mustangs, and the Dutchmen on their own 18-yard line, but they do have to snap the football one more time. 4th and 1, handoff right side. He's got the first down, but Eldon's still going to hold him to a minimal gain of about 6. Is there a timeout?
No, just the first down.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I saw the pointing, and I briefly thought that someone called a timeout. I'm like, come on.
Thankfully, they had a little more field than that, but...
No, they did.
Are you kidding me?
They did call.
Hey, I don't
All
want
right.
to poke the bear. It's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just...
You've heard of cover 2. Heard of cover 3. You're about to see cover 11 from the Mustangs.
Yeah, seriously. Just go ahead and stand at the goal line.
Yeah, everybody.
Honestly, just don't get hurt. I wouldn't even... This would be where I was a smart aleck as a coach, and I wouldn't even send anyone over. I'd just be like, hey, go ahead, take your touchdown. It doesn't matter to me. Just go ahead.
Go sit down on the field, guys.
I'm not going to hurt anyone.
That's all right. Beelan, you and Hardy are going to play patty cake over there.
Right.
And
that's probably what I would do.
Honestly, you just don't want to see anybody get hurt on some fluke thing in a play like this. And once again, hope Landon's doing all right. He did walk off on his own power, so...
I think he's over there chilling out. I think the game's just over.
Yeah, I know. I'd say you're right.
So you know how the Cardinals did that thing where they gave us hope?
Yeah.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, that's not right.
Walk off.
Oh, of course. Wait, who was the closer that gave it up?
Yeah, I don't think Helsley was in the game.
Oh,
He's
okay.
pitched back-to-back days.
So Eldon with half the squad out there deep at about midfield.
They ran the copycat plays. There's a sack right there. That's 42.
Quarterback sack number 42.
Brendan Wilson with the sack. They ran the copycat play that Eldon scored on. They tried to run the fake bubble screen. And
Yeah. I am very confused, though, because the cannon got shot off.
It was signifying the end of a very weird night.
That seems fair. We're going to go ahead and go to commercial break. We'll come back with your post-game show in just a minute. Eldon gets the win over Owensville, 28-8. The Mustangs are 3-0 to start the season. Post-game coverage when we come back. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Every day, your Jefferson City and Osage Beach Hy-Vee pharmacies are committed to your health and wellness. If you're enrolled in Medicare Part B, Medicare Advantage plans, and most commercial plans, they'll cover up to 8 over-the-counter COVID-19 tests per month at no cost through Hy-Vee. Most plans cover these costs and no prescription is required. Stop in at your Osage Beach or Jefferson City Hy-Vee pharmacy and see the helpful pharmacy staff today.
H&R Block of Versailles is a family-owned and operated block advisor's office celebrating 10 years of business serving Versailles and the surrounding areas. Pamela Johnson, an enrolled agent, and her certified team are here to prepare your taxes, handle your bookkeeping and payroll, plus audits, tax notices with the IRS and the state, and problem solving and issue resolution. For more information, call the H&R Block office on Monroe Street in Versailles at 573-378-5843. 573-378-5843.
When you're looking for a new furnace or air conditioner, price is important, but warranty, reliability, and efficiency are big factors too. At DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling, you'll receive very competitive pricing on the industry-leading AirEase products. Every AirEase product is built on 80 years of experience, testing, and research. Servicing the Lake and Jefferson City areas for nearly 15 years, DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling for reliable products offered by reliable people called DeGraff & Reed Heating and Cooling.
Hi, I'm Colton Taylor, and I use Versailles Total Fitness. Their 24-hour access makes it easy for me to fit gym time into my busy schedule. I love how spacious and versatile their gym is. With a wide selection of free weights, cable machines, and all the cardio equipment you could need, I have plenty of options to help me stay in shape to cover our local sports teams. They work hard to provide a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. Join me and everyone else at Versailles Total Fitness in becoming a healthier you. Versailles Total Fitness at 31 North Monroe, or give them a call at 573-789-6800.
Here in the Bank of Versailles post-game show, big win for the Mustangs as they take out Owensville 28-8. I mean, Ryan, talk to me about the game. How'd the Mustangs do it, and what changes did they make along the way that led to them really flipping the script?
Well, their defensive front really stepped up to the task this week. I would venture to say that their best game they've played by far. Last week, obviously lacking a little bit of physicality. We mentioned on that a few times, and they were up to the test. First drive looked like they kind of got knocked in the mouth a little bit. After that, really up to the test. And then offensive line, same story, pushed some guys around, allowed the running game to get hot. Can't talk enough about the two running backs that ran the night, both in Landon Beanland and Brisbane. Quarterback play was amazing. Anytime you called Evan Beanland's number, he was making a big play. 3 rushing touchdowns, a passing touchdown. I mean, I'm pretty sure that anywhere he goes tomorrow, he'll be the talk of the town. So,
no doubt about that. And also, the Tri-County is so competitive. A lot of great schools. This district is loaded. How important is it for the Mustangs before you start Tri-County play? You're 3-0 walking into that.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. You build up points, right, in the district standings, which is what you want to do going into a very tough stretch, right? You want to have as much padding as you can, but also it gives you a little bit of confidence. You're like, hey, we got a good football team. We're 3-0. Now, with that, as a coach, if I'm the coach, I can't remember his name right now.
Coach Griffin.
Yeah, Coach Griffin. If I'm Coach Griffin, especially in my first year, I'm like, hey, we're 3-0, but we're about to play some very tough teams. We cannot get a false sense of confidence, not be too hopeful that, hey, we got this in the bag. We still need to be hungry every single week, still need to be assignment sound, playing our 111th, because that's how they've won these last 3 weeks. They've played very good team football.
And you mentioned his name several times. We kind of talked a little bit off camera. But the First Choice Realty team, Chris Weeberry team, Friday Night Lights, MVP, Landon Beanland getting this one. And I know you're thinking, wait, we've been talking about Evan Beanland. Listen, you talk about all the Beanlands. Landon Beanland was carrying the load. He found a way to find the gap. I don't know his rushing total on the night.
It's crazy to say it was over 100.
Oh, no, not by any means. And that's with him going out injured in the fourth quarter. But it was one of those, Landon would get the defense to set the table, and then Evan was great at capping it off in the red zone. Honestly, complementary pieces to each other that were phenomenal. And I think that's a duo that the conference and the district are going to have to be aware of and deal with.
Yeah, no doubt about it, because if you start to just crash down on them, all of a sudden you're looking to get burnt over the top, because we're forgetting this Eldon team's got a lot of speed. They had a few shots deep, only converted on one of them. 2, that was Devin Hardy, but they definitely had multiple chances to hit deep shots. And as the weeks go on, as they start to get more comfortable with each other, I think we also forgot the first 3 drives, they passed the ball at their will, right? This is a very dynamic football team. Run game, definitely their strength, but when they get into the Tri-County and they start playing some teams that aren't afraid to load up the box and, shove around with you, don't be shocked if you don't see him start going over the top a little bit.
Also, I want to add, with Landon Beanland being the First Choice Realty team MVP, that's also not his starting spot. That is he had to fill into that because Andrew injured tonight, which should have been in my Lake Regional injury report, but I was a bit discombobulated tonight. But nonetheless, Landon filled in very, very well. And normally we'd have the Shed batting cages play of the game. I say normally. I will have that posted up tomorrow. Here's the problem. I can't cut and do replays while I'm doing this game, so I'll post it up on Facebook. But for me, the Shed batting cages play of the game could be so many different things, but I feel like it's only right to give the respect to Evan Beanland, that touchdown that put the game on ice.
Yeah.
Was that a 4th down play?
It was a 4th down play, and it was the 4th down play where we were like, hey, you probably give it to your quarterback here, but you don't know if you really want to get him injured, blah, blah, blah. That kid doesn't care. He doesn't care. He needs to get 2 yards, he's going to get 2 yards. If he needs to get 3 yards, he might get 15, which is what he did. Walked into the end zone. You could tell by the emotion that he showed there that, they've been going through a lot. They've had 2 injuries at the running back position. They were going on their 3rd right there at the end. This is the same song and dance we talked about last year, which is what we just talked about, probably having to fight a little bit of adversity. Last week wasn't their best week. You could tell it just a sense of relief and just fired up to be in the end zone.
was trying to see. I was getting a text from Coach Espinoza to see if we had a final out of Versailles. When we last heard, Versailles was up 20-8 on Butler. They were at home. Next week, they go on the road to El Dorado Springs and see if we can get a final out of there.
Defeated Smith Cotton 45-13.
Final 22-14. The Tigers pick up their first win of the season.
Good for them.
That is a big one for them. So congratulations to Coach Dusty Daniels on his first career win as a head coach. Yeah, that's great for him. I'd say that about Coach Griffin, but all Coach Griffin's done since he got to Eldon is win football games. So
he knows what he's doing. That's for sure. And they wanted to see some improvement from the last season, and they definitely have.
Yeah, I mean, you could not start. That is a better. Big one. I love that he's going to have a whole film
for them. So congratulations to
that's what great coaches do. Mizzou tomorrow, 9:45 pregame, 11:45 kickoff. Have it on the radio for you. Big weekend ahead for college sports as well as NFL and all that alike. A big win for Eldon, big win for Versailles. Elsewhere around the conference, we knew Osage lost tonight to Blair Oaks because they're Blair Oaks and that's what they do. I don't really know anything else about the thing, but this is going to help Eldon out in the district standings. Would not be crazy to think.
Pretty tomorrow.
They could be a top 3, top 4 seed, a top 4 seed potentially tomorrow in the district, but a lot of season be left played. Any final thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
I think that Eldon played a really good game. I mean, they all did their 111th like we talked about. D-line deserves a lot of credit tomorrow. I'd say if you're in Eldon, they might deserve some pancakes or something tomorrow. They did a good job. But, yeah, it's a sound football team, sound football winning. I think that, they're looking really pretty going into a battle at Osage next week and getting into that Tri-County, smash mouth football.
Yeah, and that game, even though I will not be there, that's the beauty of the MoSportsZone app.
It will be on there.
It will. Our friends over at School of the Osage, Craig, Allen, and I think Steve does the football games with them too. They'll have coverage of that one. I'll be in El Dorado with Versailles with Coach O, and so we'll have a lot of the different games going on. But it's a lot of fun. Got a short little 2-hour drive home
nothing
yet.
Much.
But Ryan, it's always fun working with you, buddy.
Sure.
Appreciate you making the drive up here and running through the rain.
Good time.
And for Mark back at the studio, thanks for everything. I'm Colton, and this has been another presentation of KS95 Sports. Good night.
Thanks for listening to high school football on KS95. Tonight's game